Executives View, the sports podcast where the stakes are high and the debates are fierce. Please welcome your host, Aaron Sirius Simmons, alongside co-host Barry DeVille and Jordan. Each week, we bring you into the boardroom where the elite minds of sports converge. From the gridiron strategies to the business behind the ball, we tackle the hard-hitting questions and give you an insider's perspective. So pull up a chair and join us at the table where champions are made and legends are born. This is the Executives View. Let's get down to business.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Executives View. I am your host, Aaron Sirius Simmons, and this is the view from on top, man. You could be anywhere in the world on a Tuesday night, but you're here with the executives, and I do appreciate that. You guys know how I get down, man. If you see the show, share the show. We're all over the place, man. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok. We're doing big things at big places, and definitely want to take everybody along for the journey. I don't do this by myself, man. I got a slew of brothers that are sitting here ready to chop it up and talk about everything around the world of sports, and some guys that will be targeted to the party that will join us later. My man Villain showed up late, but what's going on, my man? How we doing, sir?
Villain, I'm hobbling around, but I'm good, man. It's taking me a
My
while to
man
get
Gimpy and
downstairs.
Gimpy, man.
What's that?
My man Gimpy.
Yeah, man. I'm getting old.
See that's why you don't age, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't age, bro. You ain't supposed to age. You know black don't crack.
I know. Good to see y'all, man. Good to see you. What
Yes,
up?
sir.
Yo,
Yes,
G,
sir.
I need that hat, brother.
That hat is dope. I ain't gonna hold you. That hat
Hey,
is
you know
dope.
Steve got one, but you know this the Astros DJ Screw.
Now,
I
we see
still
what
ain't took the tag off this
no
mug
approve
yet.
that
Hey,
one.
I still ain't took the tag on it yet. I still got the tag on it, man. I ain't wore that much.
Yeah, we don't approve of that one. My
But it's
man Larry's in
713.
the building. What's going on, my guy?
But 713 coming up for the Astros DJ Screw collab. You know, it's a Houston thing, man. And we just beat the brakes off them Dodgers, bro.
We're gonna talk about
Hey,
this baseball stuff
hey.
in a minute. We're gonna talk about this
Hey.
baseball stuff in a minute.
Look, hey, so I gotta rock my Astros, man.
Yeah, man. CK be on with us shortly, and I haven't heard from Coach, so he may or may not pop in, but we're gonna get right on in when we fit in.
He's on Steve time, man. You know
I
Steve.
mean, he gonna show up in like 15 minutes talking about this margarita taco. You know what? It is what it is, man. But I wanted to kind of start with the baseball side of things, man. We can talk about basketball until blue in the face, and in our group thread we kind of have, but baseball is starting to really pick up. I am not honestly sure what has gotten. Again, I wish Steve was here. I am not honestly sure what has gotten into the Pittsburgh Pirates, but them Bamas is playing some amazing baseball as of late. And honestly, it's been bad baseball for the state of New York for a while now. What's up, Stace? It's been bad baseball for New York for a while. Your Astros are doing big things. So I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to throw a softball over there and let you guys knock it out the park. Larry, talk to me. Where's your head at with this baseball as we get ready to get that All-Star break?
Man, you know the thing about that is, it's like, man, with these Astros, it's like, you know how like you get hyped up to play these good.
Okay, my man is having some technical difficulty, man. He's on froze mode.
That's because he's talking about the Astros.
That's what it is.
The internet's
Man,
gonna want
I'm
that.
breaking up. My bad, man. I'm breaking up. Hey, but like I say, man, it's one of them things, bro. It's like, you get up for these big teams, and then you start having these letdowns, man. And it's like, dude, what are we doing against the Guardians, bro? Like, we just went on a road trip where we were just beating all these first place teams, and now we having a letdown. You come off that high, and that high sometimes you start tripping. Mm-hmm. So I think we over here tripping with these Guardians, but I'm not gonna take nothing away from the Astros, man. They've been playing really good, dude, and this is the part that really I'm in amazement right now, because they've been beating guys literally with a team littered of guys that should be in like AA.
Yeah.
Guys that should be in like AA or AAA, and like some guys they literally picked them up off the street. and like, hey, you know what? Can you play first base? Yes, you starting tomorrow.
Can you catch a
Like,
baseball?
yes, like
Can
for
you turn
real.
on a fastball?
Yes, like do you know how to bunt? Like, yeah,
Right.
they've literally been piecemealing this team together, and we talked about their division, and we was like, okay, the division gonna do what they do, but the surprising part is, like I said, they're not doing this against the division.
Mhm.
They're doing this against the good teams,
Yeah. Yeah.
which, like I said, I want to see what's gonna happen, because now they're gonna have to integrate back in. Javier, at some point, he's gonna be in the rotation. They're talking about maybe Garcia getting in the rotation, which you don't know what you're gonna get from either one of them. And then, at some point they said, Alvarez, he ain't as hurt as what they thought he was. So now you got Alvarez coming in. Do you push Christian back to the 5?
Mhm.
Where do you put a lot of these guys in? Even Cam was hitting 4 at one point. Like, where do you put these guys in the lineup? But I'm put like this: it's one of the things where it's a happy thing to happen. It's a happy place. I will say this, which is the surprisingest thing out of anything to me. You mentioned it about the Pirates playing good baseball, right?
Yeah.
Dude, can the Pirates just come out? Because I'm being nonviolent today. Can the Pirates just come out and say Paul Skeens is untouchable,
No.
not be traded?
No.
Can he?
No. Because he loses his value, bro.
But I'm just saying, dude, if their goal is to just trade him, then just get it over with and trade him. But you cannot. That dude literally has what, like a 1 ERA.
It's a 1.4 some odd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. You don't grow these pictures on the tree. These pictures don't pop up like that, dude. Like, it's like Barry. It's like Barry. It's like y'all going to y'all Yankees and be like, hey, can Judge be had? No.
Mm.
It's like if somebody call the phone, they call the Yankees and be like, Aaron, hello. What? you,
Hello.
My
you
cell
even
phone
say
blowing
like
up.
you
Is
even
my
say
on?
anything like it's automatic,
Mm.
like hung up, because that guy is untouchable. Like, you
Mm.
can't call them and say, hey, what would you take for? It's like they're fielding calls, but they don't want to just come out and say this guy is untouchable.
Right.
And it's sad, man. It's sad, man. They might just move them down to being like somebody's AAA team, and they be a farm system. If y'all gonna keep pumping out talented players like that, and you get back, more talented players that you're gonna keep pumping out
Mhm.
again, makes no sense.
What I was frustrated about, and I think I messaged you guys about it, like the dude the other day pitched 5 innings and had thrown like 70 something pitches, and they took him out of the game.
They took him out.
What are we doing, dude?
Yeah.
And then they lose the game 1-0.
Mhm.
Huh? Huh? Like they had won, they had gotten on a little bit of a streak. I mean, they're still well below 500, I think 16 games below 500.
Mhm.
They had got what 7 out of 9 games at one point, and then now they lost like 5 straight games, and they're losing tonight. So I mean, Pittsburgh's just going to Pittsburgh, and they should say that he's untradeable and he's off the market, all that stuff, because that just raises his value. If anything, this like, oh really? He's not available. Well, what if I gave you this? Or what if I
Mhm.
gave you this? You know what I mean? That
I
raises his
feel
value.
differently
But
about that though. Like if you feel as though you can't get a guy, then
Then I'm gonna give you a king's ransom.
I mean
yeah,
I
they're-
get it,
they'll
but
they'll
like
they'll back the wagon up to
Yeah.
try to give you
yeah,
more to get him.
yeah.
Like I
Dude,
mean,
y'all
but
know what it reminds
like
me of? Y'all know what this reminds me of? And I'm gonna let y'all two jump in. Dude, this reminds me of King Felix.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
You,
okay,
you
great
remember
pitcher on a
how
trash team.
he was
exactly.
on these trash teams pitching amazing. And every year you would hear these rumors keep coming up about somebody trading him, somebody
Mhm.
getting him off of Seattle. Every year, and Seattle just was like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. They never just came out and said you can't have him.
Mhm.
So
Right,
every
right.
year you would
So
hear these rumors about King Felix getting traded, King Felix going to a contender. And the guy would literally come out every year with like a 1.111 ERA and go 6-12.
right.
That's
Makes
I
no
mean,
insane.
sense.
it's crazy to me. He was one of those pitchers. He was just so dominant, and Like thank God, you didn't have to be on a great team or a good team to win a Cy Young because he absolutely deserved it when he pitched. What was that year? I think it was '09
The
or
year he
something
had the
like that.
losing record, and
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
losing record.
yeah. He was a loser record, and but he was clearly the best pitcher in baseball. So I mean, you're going to get that. I mean, if anything, for the All Star game, it's going to be fun to see Skeens versus Screwball, right? Like if those two aren't your starters, what are we doing here, right?
well, I
Like,
mean, this is Major League Baseball, and they do some stupid stuff. What's up, Coach? How
yeah,
we
but
doing,
I
sir?
mean that's box office, right? Those
You
two
think, right?
guys,
You think, right?
pitching at 2 innings or
You
so,
see,
like
here's the thing. MLB is going to do something stupid and throw Otani out there to pitch an inning and some change because he can pitch an inning and some change.
I wouldn't do that. It's not fair. He has no business pitching in the All Star game this year. Like if it's not these guys, I don't know who deserves it more. I don't know, Coach. What up, Coach?
What's
I
going
don't
on?
know if anybody agrees or disagrees, but those two are the best pitchers in baseball. And really, honestly, Zach Wheeler, another Mets pitcher that got away,
Yeah.
is is just as good. So I wouldn't be mad if like Zach Wheeler started the All Star game, but it's about putting eyeballs on the TV. Those are the two guys you want to showcase.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, Coach Man? Talking about baseball to start the show before we really dive deep into the craziness that is the NBA right now. Your man Larry started talking a little bit about the Astros. Bad baseball is being played in New York. The
hmm
Pirates are, kind of pirating back down a little bit after they got hot. Man, where's your head up with this baseball as we sit here on the 8th of July?
it's funny that you talk about like good baseball, bad baseball, because it's funny because as we sit here and we get close to the All Star break, it's just you look at teams like I was just talking to somebody the other day about the Orioles. It's like what exactly is going on with the Orioles? You talk about the Reds, a team that like what's going on with the Reds? The Cardinals, a team that we thought was going to be like the Cardinals are actually, you know,
They're treading water.
look,
They're
look,
try-
Unc,
yeah,
look,
the Cardinals are cardinaling. That's what they do.
Unc isn't here. Unc isn't here, so I'm going to say nice things about Ali Marmol. He's doing a fantastic job. I can
Phenomenal.
say these things without getting yelled at and screamed at. He's actually doing an okay job because guess what? The Cardinals are an okay team. Maybe they're not as bad as me and a lot of other people thought. The Cardinals seem to just be okay. The Rockies, on the other hand, we might be watching the worst team ever. Like the Colorado Rockies, as a concept, are a professional baseball team.
You would think,
Those
right?
aren't professional baseball players that they put out there every day. I don't care what anybody says. But
I mean, the athletics are no. I can't even. I can't. It's
No,
no,
there's
you can't
bad,
say
there's crap,
anything bad
and then
about the
below the crap, there's the Rockies.
Yeah,
yeah.
you can't say anything bad really about the A's because guess what? I watch the A's a lot. Me and Larry probably watch the A's more than
Yeah,
like they
Mhm.
play hard, man.
yeah.
They're not very
Yeah,
They just
good.
young. They
They're
just
not very
young.
good.
they're
They're
just young.
young.
They just
I
young.
told you guys I went to see them last
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
They got some players over there,
They
man.
they got some players. They play hard. They show effort. It's like the White Sox last year. They decided about 40 games into the season. You know what? No effort. Like the Rockies decided earlier than that.
The
It's
Rockies
just
over here
like
looking like what was that? What was like oh 08 Lions? What was it
Mhm.
the 0 and 16 Lions?
Yeah, or
but
16.
see
If they
that
could go
team that
one
look
2, they
that
would do it, right?
that team that 0-16 Lions team, they played hard. It's like Rod Marinelli was coaching his ass off. Like I will always defend that 0-16 team. They didn't win any games, but they weren't the best. They weren't the worst team in the NFL that year because
They
they
suck.
lost a lot of games at the buzzer.
Buzzer, yeah.
Yeah, I always will defend that team. But the record is what it says it is. They were winless,
Yeah.
didn't win the game. But speaking of like the team that's right across the street, the Tigers, man, look, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and look, I don't want to take anything away from the Tigers, but man, the rest of that division is just shooting themselves in the leg, man. It's just like it's I don't know. Like, and I say this as like last I checked, like the Guardians were beating the Astros, but it's like
Let down.
I mean,
after
that's what
after
they
the sweep,
talk about.
you know,
That's
I
what they
said
talk
all that.
about,
Like
man.
it's like you go out to LA, you get the sweep, you score 37 runs against the Dodgers, and then you whatever.
Can't get 3 runs.
That's baseball, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's 100. So that's all you can say with that. It's just I don't know. Like baseball is a long season, and again, it's like with two Yankee fans on the show, it's like it's a long season, guys. It's like we've been there, done that. It's like at the end of the day, moving Jazz Chisholm to his natural position. It's like let's throw the look. Barry, what time is the parade down the Canyon of the Heroes? What time is the parade?
Words have been heard.
It's not even that. It's like
Ah,
it's the common sense move, coach. But it took his the shoulder soreness for you to have some common sense. That's the problem.
I
That's what we're fighting
refuse.
with.
I refuse to give any type of praise, claps, acknowledgement to Aaron Boone and staff for doing something that they should have done back in spring training. I mentioned that in the group thread, and I'm gonna say it here publicly. Jazz Chisholm should have been at second the moment this thing kicked off. Why he's at third is beyond me.
Why you? Because you can't put LeMahieu at third because he clearly
He should be on the
is.
damn team.
Yeah, he's clearly limited, but you got to keep him in the
I
game.
mean, that's
You
Judge's
put you
boy,
put
so you gonna keep DJ around because that's Judge's man's. So it's like you
Yeah,
got
like
yeah.
Jazz Chisholm is a MLB The Show cover guy at second base, so let's put him at third base, and we like because we don't have a third baseman.
You
Like
know, third baseman, yeah.
he play like we said it last week, he plays third base well, but he's not a real third baseman, so he has a little bit of deficiencies there. But
Mm-hmm.
he's a much better second baseman. I mean, listen, since we're talking about the Yankees, coach. I mean, it's not the bats; they're
No, it's
hitting.
not. It's
It's
definitely
the
not.
pitching and it's definitely the defense. The defense is, like I said it to you guys in the chat. How bad is Volpe at shortstop? He hit Aaron Judge in the head with a ball. That's how bad he can't throw. He can't throw. That's how bad he is. Aaron Judge is out bad with a patch on his eye because his shortstop threw a ball at his head in between innings because he's an idiot.
And
He
what's
can't
and
play
what's so
sports.
funny and what's so funny and maybe not funny to you guys, but I think it's just one of the things was like when you look at it. So then you had that like almost perfect relay, you know. So it's in there somewhere with those guys. In that very same series, you had like a perfect outfield catcher, hit the cutoff man, throw like
Oh
you
yeah,
had like a little perfect relay. It's in there, guys. It's
yeah.
somewhere. You guys
It's
know how to do it. Like I don't
it's mind boggling because it's like it's. It's like they tried to cover it up. Somebody hit Aaron Judge. We don't know. We
Oh, we
think
know
it's
who the
Aaron
hell hit
Volpe.
Aaron.
You know who it is. You know who it was that did it. Stop. Stop. And we got all kinds of camera angles in the stadium. You telling me, well, we don't know who did. You know exactly who did it. Give me a break. But no, they're just not pitching. The pitching that got off to a really good start is starting to falter. The bullpen it was really. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But no, the bullpen that is really back end heavy is starting to really show some cracks. Devin Williams, like we don't know why God sent him here. Luke,
That was the Antichrist.
yeah, you can't clone Luke Weaver. It's crazy, but Max Fried had a couple rough starts. Like he's not locating the strike zone as much. I know, not coach, Sears, you watch him. Like
Yeah.
his fastball is like drifting, and his slider curve is like really dipping inside too much. So, and then Carlos Rendon pitches well, but gives up those home runs that you don't want to give up. Those grand slams, those 2 run home
absolute tank.
runs.
Good lord. That
Yes.
was like
So it's like it's
Yeah, that
brutal
grand
with
he
him,
gave
and
us
then
the
now you
day
got
was bad.
injuries, and then it's just another thing. So, they're winning tonight. They won.
It's 1-0 right now. We're playing. Give it time. Give it time.
Yeah, I mean, they salvaged this series against the Mets. It felt like we won the World Series. It was like ridiculous, dude.
There
But
was an afraid down Manhattan or nothing like that.
Yeah,
Feeling
yeah.
free?
I know.
What
It's
up,
Canyon
CK?
and
How we doing,
Euro.
sir?
I'm good. How's everybody doing, man? I had to get my grub on after my meeting. So
Yeah.
All right.
So actually,
No,
I'm gonna let you get.
hey everybody, like we'll save Redbird review for another day.
Hey,
Okay.
you know what? I made some homemade shrimp fried rice, bro. I didn't think you want to see me smacking.
Yeah, it's like Redbird
Hey,
review.
no,
We'll have to
I'll
do
take
that
a
for a
look.
different day.
well, I'm let you get let CK
Well,
get in where he fits
Stan
in, man.
just hit a bomb.
Talking about baseball
Stan hit a
through
bomb. Oof.
the July 8th, man. You kind of popped in. We were talking Yankees for a minute. But I'm gonna let you get on where you fit in. If you want to start with the Yankees and say what you got to say, and you want to talk about anything else, man, where's your head at, CK?
Well, just now I'm on the delay apparently because Stanton just hit the home run that y'all gave away. Thank you for that, Barrett.
Yeah,
Yeah, he just hit
Um,
a bomb.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
that was
thanks for that, bro.
no problem.
They're finally doing something that we talked about in spring training, which is put Jazz at second and give Oswald Peraza an actual everyday shot. You
A
have
shot.
to
Yeah.
find out what your young players can do. You can't keep saying, oh, this guy's untouchable, but you never let them play. We saw them do that with so many players. Okay. Everson Pereira right now is languishing in the minor leagues. He could play for somebody, but they don't want to trade him. If you're not going to trade him and you're not going to bring him up because there's literally no space for him because Spencer Jones has passed him, why don't you use him as a trade chip? Stop waiting. Stop wasting. Because as it stands now, Peraza's out of options. You
Right.
either have to trade him or lose him for nothing. He is a gold glove infielder. If you put him at third, short, or second, he will play gold glove defense. Period. End of story. He's that talented defensively. We don't know if he can hit because you won't give him a chance. So they're finally doing that. And add in the fact that with Jazz playing at third, but training for second, and now his shoulder's bothering him because it's a different throw from third base. It's different angles. It's a longer throw, which means you're using more of your arm strength. The fact that his shoulder's bothering him is not surprising at all. So, which also now explains a lot of the throwing errors because we know Jazz has an accurate arm. Now
Right.
explains the throwing errors. So, their over reliance on analytics is still what it is. It's still going to be ALCS, maybe World Series, and then they'll tell us what a great season they had, and there won't be any trophy. There are some teams that are doing some things that, as usual, don't make sense. The Mariners, who have a really good team, aren't making moves. The Blue Jays are doing their usual. We're going to win like 20 games in a row, and then after the All-Star break, we're going to slowly fade away like they do every year. You know what I'm saying? The Astros do what the Astros do, which is actually develop young talent, let them fail, then let them succeed, and then they're going to win the West. And by the way, why is Byron Buxton in the home run derby? Bro, you can't stay healthy on a good day. Okay? So, yeah, go to the home run derby, break your back on a swing, and then Mr. Byron Buxton should not be allowed to do anything on off days. They should wrap him literally in bubble wrap,
And
duct
bubble wrap.
tape, more bubble wrap, a burlap sack, and then some more bubble wrap. Okay?
Who
Oh,
who's
and then
who's in
exhibit
who's in
in
the
full
Derby?
wrap.
Man, they letting
It's
Who's in the
a lot
Derby?
of guys dropping out, so they
It's
just letting guys,
it's a
Yeah.
Coney Jr., it's Buxton, Wood, and Relish.
Cruz is in it, I
The,
think.
the
Nah,
catcher from Seattle's in it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raleigh.
yeah,
Raleigh. I
Oh,
think
Raleigh.
I
right,
think
right,
O'Neal
yeah,
Cruz is in it. Yeah, like
O'Neal Cruz,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at it now. It's
yeah.
Raleigh, Wood, Buxton, and Acuna.
dude,
Okay,
that would
Acuna
be a
shouldn't be in
mistake.
it.
Kyle Riley need to drop out.
Acuna shouldn't be in it because he can't stay healthy. Buxton shouldn't be in it because he
Wait,
can't
which
stay healthy.
Acuna is in it?
Junior.
Which Acuna? Oh,
Rafael Acuna can't stay healthy. Dude, he keeps tearing his knee up. Why is he in it? You should be home sitting down some damn where.
yeah, with your
James
leg up.
Wood, okay. I like the young player. I want to see him get some attention. Cal Raleigh, go sit down somewhere, bro. You know you ain't gonna hit 35 more home runs. Save them damn home runs.
No. He needs to do it on because he needs that spotlight. That he
Yeah,
deserves
he
that
does.
spotlight.
He does, but we all know there's gonna be a correction to the mean. I don't
Okay,
want them
no,
to be
that
able to blame it
I
on
agree
the
with
home
you.
run
I
derby.
agree with you. But the nation needs to showcase. The league needs to showcase what he's doing, and
That is true.
like
hmm
he's a special kid. So
That is
Yeah,
true.
but
He's not gonna.
guys,
He might not get a lot of bites at the apple. You never know. So
That is
take
true.
advantage.
well, I'm gonna put it like this, but guys like that ain't typically like home run hitters like that, and they have a hot season. They go into the All-Star game. You know what happens to the second half of their season?
They
They
tank.
stink.
Yeah,
They
those all
stink.
those swings, all those extra
Yeah.
Yeah.
swings, man.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Oh yeah,
Right.
O'Neal Cruz is in the chain. I say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought I saw that earlier, and I was like, because look, he's not gonna win it because he's not that kind of guy, but he is going
No.
to hit one 517 feet.
Absolutely.
You know, he's not gonna hit a
Absolutely.
whole lot of them. He gonna get a hold of one that everybody's gonna be like,
Mhm.
wow.
I want to see. I want to see
Yeah.
Ellie De La Cruz in it. I
Mm-hmm.
want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see the kid Parker Meadows from the Tigers in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are the guys I
He
want to see.
said no, right? Didn't he say no?
Who's that? Ellie?
No, the kid from the Twins. Didn't he say no?
He might
I thought he
have.
asked him.
You know who else I want to see in it? Believe it or not, the kid Ben Rice. That kid got some thump in him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
sure.
So I would like to see. I want to see Cam Smith in it. I want to see one of these home run derbies with basically rising stars home run derby.
Yeah,
I
I
want to
think
see.
I
I
think
would
the
love for
home
them to
run
do that.
derby, the home run derby should be like the dunk contest. Put the young guys in it, like showcase
Mhm.
the young guys. The young guys who
Well,
can hit it and like
Yeah.
what they got
do
like
that.
a Young Stars game or a Futures game where they
They
showcase
do
the
have a
young stars?
futures game the day before, right?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah, but
the
nobody
Sunday
watches.
before.
Nobody
The Sunday
watches.
before.
Well, I mean,
I watch a little bit because
that's
you
the
know
MLB's
sometimes
fault.
sometimes I get to see some of the young kids in the farm system that I don't get a chance to watch.
Yeah.
But I'm disappointed that the league asked Alfonso to do it, and I'm happy that he said no because he
Yeah.
doesn't need to do it anymore. He
No,
doesn't
he
need to
doesn't.
do it anymore.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
You know what I
That's why
mean?
I'm
Like
saying.
he proved his point. To your point, it's for the young kids and Coach
Yeah.
Rick. You know, it's for the young kids. Let
Mm-hmm.
them showcase themselves.
I mean,
on that
the
stage.
kid, was it Castiglione in Kansas City? That kid got
Mhm.
some
Yeah.
thump.
Yeah,
Let me see Marcelo Mayer. Let me see this kid in a home run derby. All right. Or no, Roman Anthony. That's what I'm thinking of. Roman Anthony. Yo,
Mhm.
I want to see him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't a Red Sox fan. I want to see these young studs. You
Hey,
know,
I
the
wouldn't
James
mind seeing the
Woodses of the
guy.
world. I want to see
What's
these
the,
guys in home run derby, man.
hey,
I don't need to see Byron Buxton's fragile ass in there. Sorry, fragile behind.
you the vet. What's the guy that he hit by I think he hit behind Kyle Tucker in Chicago.
The kid that's like an MVP
Cole
candidate, right?
Armstrong or Cole
Yeah, Pico
Alexander.
Armstrong. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in the Derby.
Mm-hmm.
Because outside of this season, ain't nobody seen that dude in Chicago.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
like I
true.
said, that's my way I fix that. Let it be for the young guys.
Yeah.
Like make it $1 million. Let the young guys go out there and go
That's
get
right.
it. And
That's right.
let's do that.
$5 million for a young kid will change.
Exactly.
Change
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes a difference.
Speaking
But
of,
I think the home run derby hasn't really lost a lot of its like flavor, its luster. I think they changed the rules. Like I like the gold ball, whatever they call it now, with the T-Mobile thing to get the extra outs or whatever.
Yeah, I do like that. It's a nice little wrinkle. Yeah, I do like
It's a
that.
nice wrinkle. I think the format, like they get a timeout in between. They can, I like what they're doing, what they've done with it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they used to, the way they were trying to do it before when they tweaked the rule. Wow, they tweaked the rules a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm just looked up. Sorry. But like what it was like the matchups, right? The matchups, like
Yeah.
I didn't like that. So like just have the top guys go. So I think I would rather watch a home run derby than the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Dude, this would to be honest with y'all, dude.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine saying that like
a
20
couple
years
years
ago?
ago,
No,
Like
you would
Yeah.
never
I'd
think that.
rather watch the
Oh.
home run derby than the dunk contest. Like,
Yeah,
Dude, this
my
is the
son
part that
loves
I would.
watching the home run derby. He loves watching it with me. Like,
The
you know what I
only thing
mean?
I would
Like,
want them to do for the home run derby is kind of like try to figure out a way to give guys that like not too much rest, but enough rest where they can keep going. Because unless you just
right.
like Judge, we know Judge, he hits home runs in his damn sleep. He wake up hitting home runs. But a lot of these guys is in there, they're not natural home run hitters. So you will see these guys, and when they get to like that third round, they huffing and puffing.
Yep.
They barely.
Oh, you should be.
They
That's
just,
a lot of swings. Like,
yeah, but I'm just saying, but they just
have
hack
you
it.
guys? Did you guys like play baseball a lot
Yeah, but I'm
Like
saying that's why
when
they
you're
should
younger,
figure out a
like
way
so like
to.
when you took BP and you took those swings and you had like about 20 swings, you even by the end
Yeah.
you're a little
Yeah,
tired. You know what I mean? Like so, can you imagine all those swings that they're taking? Like
No,
it's a lot.
Look,
only
Barry. I'm gonna say something, and Larry knows what I'm talking about. BP in the Texas summer holding an aluminum
Yes,
bat, holding an
yes,
aluminum bat
yeah.
on turf.
yeah.
bro.
It's not. It ain't for the weak at heart. Like
No,
I've gone through the
no.
dog days of summer as a kid, swinging and doing BP and like it's hot, humid.
Mhm.
You're sweating in the helmet. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
sweat.
y'all
I
Yo,
gotta
know.
it's
remember I'm older
not
than y'all.
easy.
So yeah, it was no we had the little the water hydrant that it had like 6 different little spouts in it. And we only
Yeah,
got it like every every 4 hours. It wasn't
Yeah,
like now they was concerned about people can, passing out in the Texas heat. It was like,
yeah.
yeah, you
And I
taking
and when we was younger, like your parents didn't bring you like a big water bottle or something like that. Like you
Nope.
were lucky if the coach is like for Babe Ruth or whatever, Lily. You were lucky if you had the big, Gatorade
Mhm.
bottle with the little cup. You know?
man, you got dropped off. You got
Man,
yeah.
dropped
usually
off.
It's like
It's
it's
like
like all
somebody
right.
mom
It's
bought
like
a,
yeah.
a
All right.
gallon jug of
Do
Kool-Aid.
you have your glove? Do you have
Yeah.
your cleats? All
All
right.
right, see you later.
Deuces.
All
See you in
right.
8 hours.
Shout
You
out,
know,
Speaking
rest
of,
in peace, my pops. But shout out to my dad. Never missed a baseball game that I played, and stood out in that heat. And back then you had the whole full body like sweatsuit. You know what I mean? Like the
yeah.
yeah,
the
yeah,
Eagle
yeah,
They was
yeah.
out there in the
sweats. So
velour.
The
that's just
only
like the memories. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like the velour type joint. You know what I mean?
yeah, the velour
the
joint.
only the only way I want to see a star in a home run derby is if it's in their home ballpark. Like the only way I want to
Yes,
see Judge in it is if it's
yes,
Yankee Stadium. The only
Mhm.
Yeah.
way I
yes.
want to
I
see
agree. I agree.
Alvarez in it is if it's at whatever the name of that damn stadium is now.
Well,
Um,
that's why you got Acuna in it, right? Because they're in Atlanta
They're in
this year,
Atlanta,
right?
right? So yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but I
He's
just
just coming
bro,
off an injury, bro. He needs to sit his ass down.
yeah, I swear I'm
There's
saying.
other
They
people
can
that
find
they could have
somebody
got.
else.
Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
get
Put
Matt
Ozzy
Olson or
Albies in it.
somebody,
Put
right?
Ozzy
Put
Albies in it.
Riley in it. Somebody like they can put
Yeah,
anybody in it.
Yeah.
Olsen,
yeah,
like they could put anybody in it. But
And
like yeah,
he
like
didn't decline. They asked you, and you can accept it or decline. He didn't
mhm.
decline, so that's
yeah.
a
But
little on him too,
you
right?
know
On.
he's not gonna say no. Come on.
I know.
Yeah.
That's when
So
they can
I
go.
was
They
sitting
can
here
go
talking about
find
the home
the.
run derby and the All Star festivities.
You
Man,
got to talk about the snubs, bro. You
well,
Love
got
the
to talk about
stadiums, man.
I'm about to go there right now.
Mhm.
yeah, yes,
The starters
yes,
and the
Lord.
reserves have been released for the AL. You got the catcher from Seattle. First base, you
Mhm.
got Guerrero. Second base, you got Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres is, I'm even long. Third base, you got Jose Ramirez. Shortstop, you got Wilson. Outfield, you got Judge, Green, and Baez. And then your DH is Orion Helm. Starting pitchers, you got Hunter Brown,
Yeah,
Bubix, you got Garrett Crochet. I believe I'm pronouncing that right.
crochet,
Obviously,
crochet.
yep. DeGrom, Max Fried, Yuri Calucci from the Los Angeles Angels. Tariq Screwball, you got Screwball going. You
Ooh,
got
yeah,
you got Shane Smith and you got Brian Wu from Seattle, and then you got Chapman, Hayter, and Munez from the AL. NL, you got Will Smith, Freddie Freeman, Marte, Manny Machado, Lindor, Acuna, Pete, Crow, Armstrong, Kyle Tucker. Wow, Kyle Tucker made an All-Star game. Okay, and
yep,
then Shohei Ohtani, Goodman, Pete Alonso, De La Cruz. You got Donovan from the Cardinals, Matt Olson, Suarez, Corbin Correll, Kyle Stewart, Tatis, James Wood from the
James Wood,
Nationals,
yeah.
and Kyle Schwarber. Pitchers, I can run through all the pitchers, but obviously Skeens is going. Clayton Kershaw, the legend pick. First and foremost, what you know what? I'm leaving it alone.
Yeah.
Chris Sale,
DEI not so bad now, huh, Clayton? Yeah.
and a couple other ones, man. Edwin Diaz from the Mets, Randy Rodriguez from San
Mhm.
Francisco, and a couple other guys. Man, there's a lot of names in this All Star game, but there's also a lot of names that were left off of this roster. since you want to talk about it, Villain, I'm gonna come to you first, man. Where's your head at? Villain, talk
I
to me.
mean, I listen. Am I happy that Jazz made it? Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I got you.
All right, then what the hell, man?
What the
I
hell?
mean, you want to slap my mama?
Don't do that.
No. Yo, I mean, I'm glad that Jazz made it. Is he an all star? No. Um, Here's the deal. Okay, Soto didn't get voted in by the fans, and he didn't get voted in by the players. But does he deserve to be an all star? Absolutely. But there's two guys to me that it's a crime that they didn't get voted in. I know Unc is going to agree with me. One is Michael Bush from the Cubs. This guy's almost hit 300,
Yeah.
18 home runs, and then
Oh.
makes the all star team. How is that possible? And then Trey Turner. He's almost hitting 300. 11 home runs. Yeah. And 22 stolen bases. And he ain't made the All Star team. So, like, the
Yeah.
snubs, you're always going to get guys that deserve it. You're always going to get the snubs. But, I mean, come on, man. What are we doing? Like, expand the roster or something. Like, you expand the teams. You got, you know what I mean?
You gave
Expand the
Clayton
rosters or something.
Kershaw.
Like, it's mind boggling.
You gave Clayton Kershaw a legend pick, but couldn't get a roster spot for arguably one of the best shortstops in the NL right now.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Carlos Rodon is tied for the league lead in wins, but he doesn't get picked. I don't have a problem with Soto not making it.
That was the other one. I thought he should have got in.
Yeah.
So who?
No, I thought Rodon should have got in. Like I don't understand how he didn't.
So did I. But yeah, I mean, Michael Bush not making it. At least there's a reserve. You understand what I'm saying? See, some of these and Jazz, out of the third baseman in the American League, yeah, he's the best of the bunch, if you think about it. So it is what it is with that. But yeah, we could have. There were some guys who should have gotten consideration, even as reserves, that didn't. And that's the problem. The fans vote in who the fans vote in. We can't control that. But some of the reserves that were picked, I got a problem with that. Okay?
Right.
And also, let's be honest. Soto, Mookie Betts, yes, maybe they don't deserve it, but name-wise, we want them there. Okay? We want them there. Okay, I don't give a damn that Jim Rice could barely hold the damn bat. I wanted to see Jim Rice in the All-Star game. I don't give a damn that Willie Stargell was rolled up there in a wheelchair. I needed to see Willie Stargell at the All-Star game.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The All-Star game is not just about who's having the best season. It's about showcasing the game's history and legacy. So I understand why Kershaw's there. Does he deserve to be there? Absolutely not. But if you're going to bring in Kershaw, okay, then I'm sorry, there's Soto or Mookie Betts. One of them got to make it too.
Right.
I don't disagree with that. I think.
Man, where's your head at?
Good.
You go ahead, Bear. Finish point.
No, I was just going to say your guy from Houston, Valdez. I thought he should have got a consideration too.
You read my mind. You read my mind.
Take it away. Take it away.
Because let me go off on a tangent here a little bit. Okay. All right. So
peach, brother, peach.
Freeze.
What happened. I understand. You know what I'm saying? We all know what happened. We don't have to go into details about that because we're not talking about that right now.
No, what? No, seriously, I don't. What? I forgot.
The ripple effect of that still exists. It's like because when it comes down to things like this, it's like you like we just talked about. Like the fan vote is a fan vote. You can't do anything about the fan vote. When it comes to the reserves vote, you can keep these guys out. A lot of these guys still don't like the Astros, still don't like players, even though players who weren't even around when this was going on, you know, and then as now it was what now we're looking at 8 years ago, you know, but it's like you're still feeling the effects of it because there's no way in hell you look at the American League and you look at the pictures in the American League and Framber Valdez isn't one of the best.
Right.
You gotta be fair.
So miss me with all that. You can call me a homer. You can call me what you want to, whatever like that. You can make your little jokes or whatever like that. It is like the proof is in the pudding. Okay. It's like, look at the numbers, line everybody up. And you gonna tell me that Framber Valdez isn't one of the best in the American League?
He's top 10. We should have the top 10 pitch there. He's easily top 10. So how's he not there?
So how is it? Well, we
They
know
got
why he's not there. We know why he's not there. And it's
they
like,
got
you know
the
what?
Houston Astro
Hey,
quota. They
yeah,
got
it's
their
like
quota.
it's like, okay, cool. You know, it's like we have to have Altuve there. We have to have, so we will only have as many there as we legally are allowed to. So they're not gonna have any more there than they will be there. So it's like, it is what it is. It's like, again, the Kershaw thing makes me almost just as mad about Valdi, because it's just like, I mean, I get it, but then like, this is a slippery slope, because then like, so everybody, now it's just like, oh, this is commissioner's pick here and this legend pick there, or whatever like that. It's like, you're setting a bad precedent. You know, it's like, look,
Yeah,
and again, I remember vividly Cal Ripken
I was
in
about to
the
say
All
it.
Star game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and that beautiful moment with Jeter, like, hey, go.
No, A-Rod.
Yeah,
A-Rod.
A-Rod,
A-Rod.
yeah, A-Rod.
That's
It's
right,
like, it's just, hey, come on over here, Cal, whatever, like that. Stuff like that. Magic Johnson, coming back to the All-Star game,
Yep.
hitting those threes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's stuff like that. Okay, I get it. Clayton Kershaw, like, don't move the needle for me. I
Unless
don't
he's
feel
going to
that. I don't feel
start,
that emotion with
unless
Clayton
he's going to
Kershaw.
start, coach, there's no way unless he's going to start, it's a wasted pick.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, so he's going to come out there and
He shouldn't
pitch.
start. He shouldn't start.
Well, he
No,
should.
he shouldn't
I
start.
honestly believe they're going to start Otani. I really
No,
do.
I understand that, but if you're going to put Kershaw on the team, then and celebrate that 3,000 strikeout, then he needs to come out there and throw the first strike out the first batter and then get his ass up out of there.
Yeah, it's like I said, it irked me, because again, it's like, it is what it is. I know why. It still grinds my gears a little bit, so that's
because
it.
because certain announcers got to make sure it got to be said when a team getting blasted out
Oh,
on national TV.
don't get me started on
Yeah,
Oral Hershiser, okay?
yeah, it got to
You
be
punk
known.
bitch. Fuck, I'm sorry.
Hey,
Like, he's a very nice guy.
look,
Like, very nice guy. Oral.
hey,
Like,
look, Steve, me and Steve had a group chat, and Steve knows I've been saying this for what, Steve, over a year. Pay Valdez. Pay this man. This man should not make it to arbitration.
they're not gonna pay him. Like I said, I can't wait to see what outfielder and what prospects we get from some team. They ain't gonna pay him.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like Hunter Brown has been amazing, but Valdez is the workhorse.
Yeah,
Like,
because the Astros can't have more than 2 good pitchers. They refuse.
no,
They refuse to have more than 2 good pitchers.
They're trying to justify Valdez not making it because he missed a couple starts, right? Is that
Yeah,
how they're trying to
yeah.
justify it?
Is that what they?
Like,
Is
he's
that what
pitched
the
like
excuse
70
is?
something innings or something like that.
Something
Yeah.
about the innings is like, he doesn't hit enough.
Yeah.
He didn't get enough. But it's like,
Like
What?
70 something innings. So what? Relievers don't pitch that many innings.
Clayton
The current
Kershaw's
pitchers
thrown like
don't.
3 games. Are you
dude,
kidding me?
Yeah.
dude, real talk. Valdez, he's flirting with at least 2 no-nos already this season.
Yep, I jinxed
That
one of
part.
them. I know it.
They've won 11. They've won 11 straight starts from this guy. 11 straight starts, bro. Like, that's,
It's
dude.
ridiculous.
I'm gonna put it like this. I'm not taking nothing away from Chaz, but dude, when Steve was about to have a meltdown with the whole Bregman thing, but Paredes, that dude, he should have been a reserve. I'm not taking nothing away from Chaz. I'm not taking away from none of these guys, but Paredes, he should have been a reserve, because that dude has played his butt off too. But then this is the part that really kind of irks the hell out of me, right? And Steve, you know where I'm gonna go with this, right? So you keep Valdez out. Kikuchi makes the All-Star team, and we let him go for freaking peanuts on the dollar to the Angels.
Wait a minute. You said Kikuchi, who's got an ERA close to 4.
But I'm just saying is that on that team, he's really pitched good. But but on that team, dude, we let him go for peanuts when you do the money math. But it is what it is. But yeah, dude, like I say, that whole, when I saw that Framber didn't make it, I was like, what are y'all looking at? And do y'all have that much hate in y'all heart for the Astros?
Yes.
That
Yes.
y'all would
still.
do
I mean, it is like, no, like I said,
I mean, and I'll go even further. This is the even worst part about it that pisses me off some. you know how you see these teams, right? And like the Dodgers, you're gonna see at least 5 or 6 Dodgers in the All-Star game. We all know when your team is leading going up into the All-Star break, you're gonna probably have more players on your team than anybody else, right?
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
So the Tigers got what 5 or 6, right?
Yeah,
Hold
Yeah,
on.
I mean, yeah.
Hold on. 3 and 6.
Yep.
3
Yeah.
and 6.
yeah,
3 wins,
Six
6
losses.
losses.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
Okay,
6
LeBron.
losses.
He was telling a blind joint.
Yeah.
That's only 9 decisions halfway through the season. You've probably made at least 15 starts. So that's at least 6 no decisions, which means you should have an even worse record. But the team bailed you out, and he's an all-star.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they must hate the Astros real bad because there's no way in hell he should be an all-star friend
Dude,
without this.
they got
Hey,
the
hey,
second
hey.
best record in the AL, bro, and they got what, like 2 people on the team.
Yeah, two
Like I said, normally when you got
Well, the
a
Tigers
team,
were holding up the lead
Pena.
for a minute. The Tigers are having a pretty good year.
I mean, I get it. You're gonna have some Tigers on there, but when your team is in either first or second place, you normally have more players in there than would typically make the All-Star team,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that means your team's playing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And to sit up and do that, dude, that stuff is crazy to me, And like I was sitting back to myself, and I was like, because they were talking about how Soto got snubbed, right? And I said to myself,
How do
like,
you consider Soto a snub? Explain that to me.
I mean,
Don't.
I'm saying,
He's got
I'm not saying
he's got
that's what they were
22 home
saying.
runs. He's got 50 plus RBIs. He's batting 260.
No, but
I don't.
I'm saying he's a snub. But when people were saying that he was a snub, I said to myself, you know what? You know who else is getting a raw deal too? And we talked about him a million times. Devers. Devers is getting he's getting a
Oh,
raw
Rafael
Yeah,
deal.
Devers.
That's because he switched leagues.
Yeah, because
He
Throwback to
switched
the
leagues,
past.
so it's
yeah, but I
real
get it.
weird
He
when you
switched
switch leagues.
leagues, but I'm just saying is that he's getting a raw deal too. And I'm like,
Yeah,
they need some of the stuff. It's not rocket science. They need to figure out the stuff. Like, hey, dude, okay, cool. You, if he would have stayed in the AL, would he have been an All-Star?
No,
Okay,
no. I'm telling you no because
but
of because of his refusal to change
yeah,
positions.
but I'm just
Mhm.
saying, if he would have been, they could have figured out something to say, you know what, you'll be on the AL this one game, something like that. But it's like baseball never can like just figure out the simplistic stuff.
No.
Well, because Rob Manfred hates baseball.
How do you the league hate
It's only my job.
Yeah, I only the commissioner of the league.
Yeah.
This
But
is the man who said,
what about George Springer?
"Oh, why?
I think he got
Yeah.
that
that's,
was-
Listen,
that's another one I should
I
have been
hate
Yeah,
in.
George
He plays
Springer.
in
Yeah,
Toronto and
I
nobody
hate
sees
George
his
Springer,
games.
but he should be an all-star."
Yeah,
He's
that's true.
only Canada, eh?
Yeah. Like when the
They
last time you
eat their
seen
croissants and watch George Springer and
when the
baguettes.
last time you seen a nationally televised Toronto game?
Well, when they swept my Yankees,
They swept
I
the
They
Which
watched.
is
come on.
why he should be an all-star.
They're on TSN every night. That is a
Yeah,
national
I'm not
game.
Every
saying on
night.
this. I'm
Mhm.
talking about a Fox
Listen,
I
game.
was in Canada last summer. They get there at time.
you can
Don't
say
worry
what you
Yeah,
want
they
about the Blue Jays. George Springer actually is a perennial all-star candidate. Just look at
Yeah.
his numbers
He
every
was
year.
an all-star candidate before he went
You
there.
mean former Astro George Springer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that guy.
can't, I
former
can't
Astro,
stand him.
current Blue Jay, George Springer.
Yeah.
I don't like him
Yeah.
because he's from Connecticut. I don't like him because he played for the Astros. I don't like him because he plays for the Blue Jays. But here's the piece. I would love to have George Springer on my team. And you don't hear me say that a lot about guys I hate. I'll take George Springer right now.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, who
Yeah,
isn't on
and
your
so
team that you hate?
look. Y'all can put him at third base. Put him at third.
Listen.
He'll probably do great.
That-
at third
and-
base.
and
Put him
better-
at
Hey,
Do
third.
better than
looking
what we
better than
got.
DJ LeMahieu.
Put him.
He's got more range than DJ LeMahieu.
Why did we say that in
Yeah.
unison?
DJ got like two
I know a
bricks
team
tied
that
to
could
his
use
knee.
an
You know what I
outfielder.
mean?
I know a team, kind of close to home that could use an outfielder right about now.
No.
Bro,
Yeah.
it is
Dude,
crazy.
you know what? And this is the even
No
crazy
way.
part, dude. And I hate to say it like that, dude. Myers. Myers could have been an all-star too. I get it, he hurt, but y'all could have put him on their name. Dude, like nobody thought that dude was hitting like 3-something this year. And nobody wouldn't even saw that. And it's like
Yeah.
they don't even mention him as a snub.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
You know who else could have made it too was Nathan Evaldi. Even though he missed a
That's
couple
another one I
starts,
was thinking about too. Yeah.
Yeah.
he's been pitching ever since that Joker left New York. He's been a perennial All Star.
But
Like
see,
seriously,
he
am
pitched
I
like
lying?
that in New York, but he just got hurt. Everybody forgets that he
Yeah,
pitched like
yeah.
that here. He got hurt. But here's another guy, Nolan Shanuel. Okay, that kid could have been an all-star instead of Kikuchi for the Angels.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
We just named damn near starting 9.
That is
I mean,
crazy. Yeah, we
shout
just
out to the league having some pretty good players, and it's an honor to make an All Star game. So
It is. It is. It
yeah.
speaks to the level of talent, but it also speaks again to the failures of that clown Rob Manfred and his failure to grow the game. Because this is the man who said that the World Series trophy is just a piece of metal.
It is. It is.
yeah,
Yeah, okay. Let me beat him over the head with it,
Metal.
see if he still thinks that.
It's real shiny, but just a piece of metal. I mean, and it's one of the things. Some of these guys, like you say, it's just an honor being an all-star because some of these guys ain't even gonna play.
And
They ain't
some
gonna
guys
get in
will
the
never
game.
get this good again. This might be their best season they ever
Yeah,
have.
they're never gonna
Yeah.
get in there.
For some of these guys, they're going to be able to say 20. They're going to be able to put 2025 All Star
Yes.
behind their name forever.
And that's
Yeah.
why
And this might be the only they get it. So for guys like that, I applaud them. So it's like at the end of the day, it's cool. And here come the Astros. Here they come. Here they come.
But then,
All right.
well, I'm watching the Yankee game.
Well, the Yankees are up 9-0, so
but
Yeah.
then this is the part. This is the part that
gonna
kind of
win
pisses me
9-8.
off.
Baby, we're back.
We're gonna win 9-8.
Look,
shut up, man.
this is the part that kind of pisses me off about some of this stuff. I don't know about y'all, but I've mentioned it before. Like, dude, it sucks when some of these guys have probably had all-star caliber seasons, but they may have contract incentives that attach to them being an all-star, and now they don't get those incentives from not making the team. That sucks, bro. Now I can see if you had those incentives and you had a bad season and be like, okay, yeah, I didn't hit it, but you can go like I said, just say if the Astros do keep Frauber, he's gonna go to arbitration, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't make the All-Star team, so
exactly they're gonna use it as a negotiation tool." Yeah.
And that's sad because there are some teams and they don't really publicize it. A lot of teams, when guys have that and they have those seasons and get snubbed, they pay them anyway. They just don't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, some of them will. Anyway. But when you, like I say, when you go to that arbitrator, and he like, well,
that's when they screw him.
You did hit 100 home runs last year, but you wasn't an all-star.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, I mean, imagine if they did arbitration in other sports. Arbitration is so archaic and so like of past time. It's like arbitration is stupid to me. But just imagine if like Patrick Mahomes had to go to arbitration with the Chiefs after his first 3 years.
Well, Patrick, you only threw 13 touchdowns, Patrick. I mean, we won the Super Bowl. Yeah, you got some, but you only threw, and you don't really run that fast.
Yeah. You remember that one Super Bowl you didn't have no offensive line and you was running for your life, yeah.
Because arbitration is like, you know what? We love you, but you're not that good. It's like we're gonna tell the arbiter how much you actually stink and don't deserve this money, but we still want you on the team though. But you stink also. But we don't want to pay all this money.
It was a little contentious with Aaron Judge when he went to arbitration. Remember that?
Yeah, that's why teams try to settle before they get there because they understand I have to walk in here, tear you down to the studs, and then say, "Hey, we love you, right?"
Yeah, it's like actually you stink and you're terrible and you're not worth all this money. But hey, we'll see you in spring training, boss. Right? All right.
You know who would suck going to arbitration? If he was like an NFL running back, and they'd be like, you know what?
Oh my
you're going to be 27, and your decline is going to be, you're going to
running backs wouldn't get no money if it was arbitration.
He wouldn't get a red cent.
Like you running backs getting paid veterans minimum.
Oh my God! Running backs, cornerbacks,
cornerbacks get paid. Cornerbacks get paid.
No. Corner? Oh, you gave this guy scored on you. You don't tackle. And wide receivers, you only run this route. You don't block. Bro.
Yeah, they'll invent stats to keep from paying people. they'll
Next
invent that.
gen
Yeah,
new
High
stat.
shoe rate.
yeah,
I know, right?
they'll be like, well, your slant radius rate was just in the toilet, so we can't,
Yeah, no,
like,
exactly.
it's just like,
Your point 2 milliseconds out of your break when
yeah,
you run a slant. Like
Oh my
the,
god,
the league average is point 0.3. Yeah, like
bro,
what?
that
You
would
got
be
that one elongated big toe that we know that slows down players if they get older. It'll be some crap like that.
Anyway,
I'm like, man, that's
switching
ridiculous.
gears, man. Mike Brown was officially introduced as the New York Knicks head coach today. I did take a listen to his press conference. He pretty much said that he's excited about the opportunity to work with this team and kind of build something here. I got two New York Knicks fans in the building, so I want to let them bat lead off here. CK, talk to me. Where's your head at, bro?
See, I hate when the Knicks do this. I think Mike Brown is a good coach. I think he's a good human being. I think he's been successful. I think he's a championship caliber coach. He's won a championship. There is nothing bad I have to say about Mike Brown. Mike Brown needs to be fired right now.
Damn.
yep,
And I'm gonna tell you why.
And keep the 40 million too, right?
Because he's been set up to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's set up to fail. I understand this market. I've grown up a Knicks fan. I know why no premier free agent in their prime has ever chosen to come to the Knicks. Notice I said in their prime. They've never, because this fan base and media are ridiculously childish, immature, name the adjective that's bad, and that's what we are. Okay? Because if you come here as a player, you better be ultra Hall of Famer every game. You cannot have a bad game. You can't miss a shot. You can't miss a free throw. Okay, otherwise you're a bum. You stink, and we want you gone, even though you've only played 2 games. All right. If you're a coach, how can we win a championship in the preseason? We didn't win the summer league. What's wrong with you? Your rotations stink. We just did training camp. We already hate your rotations. You don't know what the hell you're doing. We got to get you up out of here. That literally has already started. It's already started. The man ain't coached the game yet. How come he not coaching summer league? How's he going to evaluate these young players? How's he going to watch it?
mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yep.
I'm a Knicks fan. I've been a Knicks fan all my life. I'm old enough to have seen the Knicks win a championship.
Bless
Wow.
your heart.
Mike
Damn.
Brown
That's old.
has been set up to fail. Okay? And that's the worst part of this. Is because I'm going to have to tear this man down as the season goes on because I'm a Knicks fan. And you know what? I'm delusional.
Mhm.
Okay? I think we got the best team in the league. I don't want to hear about the fact that we don't. The fact that we don't is irrelevant to me. All right? I want to win every game. I want his rotation to be perfect. Bro, this will be a great hire if this were the Washington Knicks or the Indiana Knicks or the New Jersey Knicks.
The Westchester Knicks.
The Westchester Knicks. He is going to win games. The Knicks are going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And if they don't, and they may or may not make it to the NBA Finals. We're not going to win the championship because we're not better than any team in the West. And Mike Brown is going to get torn to shreds. So I'm happy he got the job. I'm happy he's going to get paid. I hate what's coming for him.
But see, here's the funny thing, CK and Barry. I'll let you go next. You a prime candidate to be tearing the brother down now. That's what
I just said that. I just said that.
He just said that. He's like, oh yeah.
So,
I just
like
said
you
I'm gonna leave it, bro. I already got my pitchforks and torches lit.
But you don't have to be this way, bro. Like you can
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm a
But
Knicks
that's
fan.
who we are. That's who we are. Don't you tear
You
down
can
your Rockets
change,
fan?
man.
We are the New York Knicks. Go New York, go New York, go.
I mean, don't try to tear down y'all coaches, y'all players, everybody in Houston. That's what we do.
We crucify them.
We're violent.
Villain talk.
Yeah.
Listen, I said it last week. If you didn't catch our show, it's live on. You can catch the show on YouTube, Spotify,
Spotify.
Instagram, all that good stuff. Listen, Mike Brown is a chocolate version of Tibbs, but slightly better, right?
Yeah.
I think he trusts his bench. He's won championships the same way Tibbs has won it as an assistant coach in Golden State, and I think he was in San Antonio too.
Mhm.
Mike Brown is a really good coach. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
I after I calmed down, I said it last week too. Like I think he's a good coach. Is he the sexy pick? No, because it feels like not a retread, but like a guy that hasn't done it before, and you're asking him, you better win. The biggest problem I had today watching that press conference is the problem I have every year. There should be a press conference. Where the hell is Leon Rose? Where the hell is Mr. Dolan? Where the hell is Worldwide West? These sucker MCs don't show up for their own press conference. It makes me sick that these clowns run this organization like a clown show. Despite the fact that we went to the Eastern Conference Finals, I still got an owner that's a petulant child.
Yep.
That's my biggest problem. And because of him, Mike Brown is doomed to fail, and we won't win
Yes.
because of ownership. Why isn't Leon Rose at a press conference introducing the next head coach for the New York Knicks? Where the hell is he? Where is he? It makes no sense to me. You cut to the press conference and it's Mike Brown introducing himself
Yeah.
and talking about what he's going to do. Hey, I'm Mike Brown. I'm the next coach of the Knicks. And, I talked to all the players. And he said all the right things. He's a great dude. He's a good coach. Where's the accountability here,
Set
man?
up to fail. Set up to fail.
Talk about why you fired Tibbs instead of releasing a freaking press release. A press release a day or two ago to introduce your next head coach. And then a day later, you have a press conference and you ain't there.
So when do you think Mike Brown is going to finally meet Leon Rose?
Oh, he's met him already.
They met already. They met.
You sure about
They met.
You sure about that?
They
They met
yes,
today?
they met, coach.
They met
They
today?
met. It's just the fact that James Dolan has an edict
When is he going to
that
meet Mr. When
nobody
is he
in
going to
the
meet Mr. Dolan?
organization.
I bet
But
he ain't met
no,
Mr. James Dolan yet.
Oh, yeah. He's been to Dolan's
it's
house.
James Dolan. James Dolan does not let anybody in his organization talk to the media because he's a petty child. He's a petty child.
Yeah, which means that Mike Brown now has to answer for all of the
All the
organization's
questions.
failings.
All
which
the questions.
nobody can survive that, bro. Nobody
Tibbs
can
couldn't
survive that.
survive it. Tibbs had to answer every question because you couldn't find Leon Rose.
So
That's my
does he
problem.
make
So
it
you're
out of this
setting
year
this guy
as
up
a
to fail. You're setting him up to fail. It sucks.
Are you guys gonna be looking for another coach next year?
No.
2 years.
No.
2 years.
A year and not this year.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of the following season, in the preseason, you're gonna start to hear murmurs. Okay, by the middle of the following season, his seat will be in flames. By the end of the season, they'll be talking about replacing him.
He'll have 2 years, $20 million left in his contract, and
Yeah. Mike
Jason
Brown
Kidd's
still getting money
available
from
now. Let's try and get him.
Mike Brown's still getting money from the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, all right,
and the
whatever.
Kings.
It's like
And the Kings.
y'all want me
Don't
gone?
forget Sacramento.
I'll leave. Y'all have a good one. Have a
Don't
good
forget
one, guys.
Sacramento. He's gonna be paid by 3 franchises, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He's still
That's
getting
why
Lakers
Derrick
checks.
Rose
It is like,
came out and said Tibbs is fine. He got $30 million. He's fine. He ain't tripping. Yo, only in New York, man. Only in New York.
And see, the fact that he only got a 4-year deal says he's only going to get 2 years.
Exactly. The standard's been fine. Dan Fisher got 5 years and never coached a day in his life. This guy that's got experience, a 2-time coach of the year, only gets 4.
4 years.
So he's got 2 years max.
Championship coach. They gave him a 4-year deal.
yeah.
He's got 2. He's got 2 years to win a championship, or he's out. And now we're going to start the revolving door of coaches again. Because keep in mind, the past 25 years, the Knicks have 14 coaches. In the past 25 years, the New York Knicks have had 14 coaches.
Jeez.
14.
JJ Redick got a 4-year deal from the Lakers, and Mike Brown
That's
got
because LeBron's only going to be there for 2 of them.
JJ Redick with no coaching experience got a 4-year deal.
a 4-year deal. Mike Brown, who's got NBA championship resume,
Because you
got
still
Coach
paying
of the year twice.
Because you
Yeah.
still paying
Coach of
Tibbs.
the teams. Coach of the year. Got a 4-year.
Yep.
Man,
So he's got 2 years.
hey, can I jump in real quick for
Go
a
ahead,
minute?
go ahead, Larry.
So I'm gonna take the opposite approach, dude. I think he's actually gonna get an extension.
Yeah, okay.
And you know what? You know what? I'm taking the opposite. I'm taking the opposite side of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Mike Brown actually coaches the Knicks to the NBA Finals. Now they may lose it.
He
They
better.
may lose it
They got no choice.
Because-
Who else is going to be?
because, dude, Mike Brown can coach, bro, regardless of nobody say, right? Mike Brown,
Absolutely.
coach,
Nobody's disputing
right?
that.
And we even saw, remember he filled in for Steve Kerr, dude. They still
If
kept
he
winning.
doesn't
bro.
win a championship, Larry, he's going to get fired in 2 years.
You
Dude,
cannot say he's filling in for
wait.
Steve
You know
Kerr.
why I think he's gonna get an extension?
Did. Yes, he did. Yes,
You
he
can't
did.
say
You gotta
you
be fair.
cannot say that, bro. Like,
No, that you gotta be
listen
fair.
to
You gotta
me. No, listen. Mike Brown is a great coach. I'm not disrespecting Mike Brown and being a great coach, but when you're sitting in the seat and you got KD, Steph, and all these guys in their prime, bro, like,
I mean, I get that, but
all you
dude,
gotta
you
do
still
is
gotta,
not-
but you still
but
gotta.
it's not
You
it's
talk about
not
rotations,
Kyrie
bro.
roll
You still
the ball
gotta,
out
you
there
still
and
gotta do
do it
rotations, bro.
ourselves. You gotta coach these
So,
dudes. Come on now. You gotta be fair.
dude,
yeah,
I'm gonna put it like this, dude. New York was tearing down the city for making the conference finals.
I know.
That dude is gonna get an extension for getting them to
No,
the
he's not.
finals.
No, he's not. You want to know why? Because
Dude.
Tibbs started with the Knicks. So Tibbs was a Knick. He started with the Knicks as an assistant. Okay, so he had built-in. He had something built in with Knick fans. Mike Brown is an outsider. He's a stranger. We ain't got no love for Mike Brown. Mike Brown got 2 years winning championship.
He's gonna get y'all to the finals, which y'all ain't seen the
Of course he is.
finals since
That's
what,
not enough.
1995.
Jay
That's
Fan
enough.
barely got us to the finals, and they fired him.
Who?
But see, that's what I'm saying.
That
Larry,
fan
that's
gun
not
took
enough.
us to the
Oh.
finals.
They have
No. I'm talking about the finals, not the
Yes.
conference
No,
finals.
Yes, we went to the finals with that
He's
fan
got to win. They put the edict out that he's got to win a championship.
But he's gonna
did.
get to the finals, and they're gonna be clamoring because I'm gonna put it like this: Mike Brown, dude. Regardless of what you say, Mike Brown can coach. I feel like the East is gonna be wide open next year. It's gonna be
Tom
wide
Thibodeau's
open,
the
right?
coach. What they got to do
And
with Preston in China?
And but Tibbs has never coached a team to the level of Mike Brown. Never coached a team to that level, right? And I'm gonna put it like this, right? And I'm gonna go there. Right? Mike Brown would love to stick it to Cleveland, bro. Love to stick it to him,
Sure.
dude. He probably waking up right now, figuring out game plans to stick it to Cleveland. And outside of maybe the Orlando Magic, I feel like the only competition that the Knicks will have in the East will be coming from Cleveland, and that's if they're healthy. So he's gonna coach them to the to the finals, NBA finals. And I think that's going to give him the cachet to get him an extension. Now, will he survive the extension? Maybe not.
Let me ask you a question. Do you trust your Astros management to sign Framber Valdez?
No, I don't.
Because you know Astros management, right?
They will not pay the $5.
Right, because you know Astros management. That's why you believe that.
Yeah.
You believe he deserves it? Yes, you do. But you know they won't because you know Astros management, right?
Man, James Crane got a air conditioning company to be the sponsor for the stadium, so he wouldn't have to pay for the. Never mind.
But occasionally they will. They will.
James Dolan,
So let's get an air conditioning company
is a
to like
petulant child who stopped worrying about the sphere in Las Vegas, which was why Tibbs kept his job because he was busy with the sphere in Las Vegas. Now he's back. Okay, Mike Brown has 2 years to win a championship, or he will be fired because James Dolan is the Dolan family only care about two things, and this is going back to the days of Dick Young, a sports writer with the New York Post and New York Daily News, who wrote this, which is why the Dolan family does not allow the team of players to do interviews without a press person standing next to them, basically limiting the questions because he wrote, and it was true, that the only thing they care about is getting home playoff game revenue. And after he wrote that column, they banned the press.
I'm not.
It
I'm
was
just not.
absolutely bad.
I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna root for Mike Brown, bro. I'm gonna root for Mike
We're
Brown.
not
Of
rooting
course.
against Mike Brown.
Well,
We're
of
just
course,
We're
it's
not
their
we're not
team. Of
rooting
course, they're
against
gonna root
we're
for
not
him.
rooting
Yeah.
against them, Larry. That's the thing. Like we you got to understand what we're saying. What Unc is trying to say. We're rooting for him, but we are never. We know this. We know this script. We know this story. It's like it's one of your favorite movies, and they do a remake of it. We know how it's gonna end. You know what I'm saying? Like we know what's gonna happen because the Knicks are gonna nick. That's what they're gonna do. He's gonna get to the conference. He's gonna get to the Eastern. He's
It's
gonna
like
get to
the
the
Jets,
NBA
bro.
Finals this year, right?
It's like the
We're gonna be
Jets.
ecstatic. He's gonna
I told
lose,
you the
but
Jets
the
would
press
suck.
release. Yeah, the press release came out. They said the goal is to win a championship. When he doesn't reach that goal, when he reaches the NBA Finals this year and takes a
What-
step back the following year because
This
everybody comes back healthy, they're gonna
this
hang
is
him.
this
They're
is what
gonna
I'm
hang on
wondering.
him
Why would they even put out a press release saying the goals win a
It's the
championship?
Knicks, bro.
before you announce him, before you introduce him. It's a joke. That's why they.
Dude,
I don't want to talk about.
they're literally over here talking about who won the offseason. You know who they're saying? Everybody's saying they won the offseason? The
Who?
Rockets.
I'm
The Rockets.
not today. Not today.
Dude,
Not
has
today.
the Rockets put out a press conference saying we're gonna win a championship?
I'm not doing it
And,
today.
and so now you see why we're
No.
saying that Mike Brown is going to lose his job. It's not about rooting against Mike Brown. It's understanding who Mike Brown is coaching for.
Oh well, yeah, but I'm gonna root for Mike Brown. I hope Mike Brown do his best. I hope he
I
gets.
would love for him to win the championship.
You know what? Let's talk about a New York basketball team that's doing the right things. The
The
Liberty.
Nets.
The Liberty. Let's go, the Liberty.
Because
Oh man, yo, no, listen. They got to get people healthy.
Liberty,
They got to get some people healthy. They're
Liberty.
struggling
Yeah.
right now.
No, I mean, look. Quiet as kept. The Liberty have figured out their aces problem. Okay,
Yeah.
because that was the only problem they had. They couldn't beat the aces, and now the aces can't beat them. It's like so. It's just like I
Well,
think
the
they
Aces
I
can't
think they
beat
won
anybody
tonight.
right now.
Yeah. So like I'll use my time to talk about my favorite New York basketball team, and that is the Liberty.
That's
I don't
disrespectful.
have no New
Like
York
any
favorite
team in
team,
New
and I
York.
hope
That's
all of them
disrespectful.
lose and call it a day.
The best New York, the best team in the tri-state area.
I don't
That's
even
right.
I don't even want to talk about WNBA, Steve, at this
That's
point
right. They are.
because I'm
When are
pissed.
they voting for the All Stars? They're
Already in
doing
there.
They
that
did it
draft.
already, I
They
think,
in
because
there.
the
They
All-Star game
they're
was
in
I
there.
don't
yesterday.
Tonight.
care.
They're doing that draft, right? They're
Yeah, I
doing
Yeah,
think
they did it tonight.
they might have did it. Y'all gonna say? I think they did it tonight, or yeah.
Yeah, they did it tonight.
Yeah,
I don't care. They're
Trash.
on my bad list right now.
Why?
Why?
What?
What did they do?
The
WNBA?
Liberty, the WNBA.
Yes.
Yeah, they're on my bad list right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Why?
we already know why. Let's not go there because I don't feel like cussing. We're not doing
Look,
it.
we
I
can
don't feel
go
like
there,
cussing.
bro. I'm gonna tell you why they're on my bad list.
Oh, this should be good.
Just be nice about
Because
it.
you know who was the original dynasty of the WNBA?
It was the Houston Comets. Okay, come on.
And you know who
Right.
got excluded off of the expansion list?
The Houston, yeah.
The Houston team.
Okay.
Yeah, they're on my bad list.
Yeah, but see, they didn't
Wait,
exclude them.
wait.
There was nobody. Your ownership in
Dude.
Houston didn't step up.
He did for time.
he
He already put it out. He already had put it out there that he was willing to pay
Okay,
for.
you know what? Then you know what?
He was willing to pay the
Larry,
price.
It's not
Yes.
all. It's not our
Mhm.
fault. Your
Yes, he
state
was willing to pay the
is
$5.
racist and homophobic.
He was
Okay,
willing to pay the $5. And even when they put out the second list of the second wave of expansion, you know who's left off of the second wave of expansion?
Houston.
Houston.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep,
They're
but
on
they're
my
putting
bad.
another
So wait,
team in
so what's the
Detroit,
team-
and
what's
they're
the
putting
team
another
that-
team
Dallas,
in
right?
Cleveland.
Dallas
Yes.
got it.
Well,
Yes.
see, Dallas, they're like, so it's funny how this happens, and I'll say this, and then we'll talk about something else. So you had the Detroit Shock, who the
Yes.
Detroit Shock were good.
They were
Bill
really
Very
good.
Laimbeer was a coach, but then when Davison passed away, the family didn't want anything to do with owning the Shock.
Right.
They viewed it as just something extra. That was Davidson's baby. So when
Yep.
he unfortunately passed away, they sold the Shock, moved them to Tulsa. They were the Tulsa Shock.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it didn't work out in Tulsa.
Right.
They moved to Dallas, and now they're the Dallas Wings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But let's put a team back in Detroit, because the only person who cared about Detroit women's basketball is dead. Okay, like I hate to be like that, but it's like Mr. Davidson died. He the only one who cared, so they moved the team. So, but then you put a team back in Cleveland. Why? I don't know. I understand a team in Philly.
That's not the mark.
The team in Philly, I understand.
Dawn Staley's going to coach there.
I understand. I understand the team in Philly because
You think so?
they're gonna get Don. They're gonna get Don Staley
Yes.
to coach their team,
Yes,
or
they
she
are.
might just be the GM. That I already see that
One of the
happening.
two. One of the two.
You know what I'm saying? Like that me and Unc on lockstep on that because
Philly's
that is set up.
a good market. Philly's a good market. I think
Philly's a
you
good market, and they're gonna get the Philly girl to come home and run the show. I can see that because she gonna have a couple more years in South Carolina. She's gonna go home to Philly. It'll be a nice
Her
story.
contract ends the same year the expansion team starts.
Cleveland, I have no idea. The Rockers did not draw. They did nobody like. I think it's me and like 8 people who remember the Cleveland Rockers.
No, you know what it is?
They put the team back in Cleveland, and it's like whatever. But like the fourth largest city in America with a tradition, the first dynasty in this league can't get another team. And I'm not even saying that as a Houstonian, but it's just like it's crazy that they couldn't get.
Cleveland is LeBron. Cleveland,
Huh?
hold on, Larry. Cleveland, LeBron is going to be part owner of that team. That's going to be his soft landing into NBA ownership.
Yep.
That's why Cleveland. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Dude, I'll go even further. And Steve was on the article too. When Furtado came out and said he wanted the team back, yes, he'll pay the $5 for that team to come back because he's gonna probably make 10 to pay that $5, right?
Oh, yeah.
There was literally over 500,000 comments on the article. The money's there. For some reason, the WNBA does not want to put a team back in Houston.
I don't understand why. Like, I mean, I was being funny. I was trying to be facetious before.
I mean, that was one of the reasons why, though. We're not gonna go there, but we know one of the reasons why they left.
Yeah, but still, there's a market. There's still a market there. Though.
But that was 30 years ago, dude. That was 30 years ago.
No, but there is still a market.
Jerseys are still being worn by people in H-Town.
The city has changed.
Yes. No, there's a market for that team to be successful. That's why I said I think behind the scenes, and it's just my opinion. I know nothing. Okay, I haven't talked to anybody. I know a lot of people who know WNBA stuff. My opinion is that behind the scenes, they told Fertitta, let us get Cleveland and Philly, and then we'll come to you. Because I think that Cleveland is going to be LeBron's gateway into NBA ownership.
Before they put the Vegas team there, because he's been very vocal about wanting in on the Vegas team. So, like you said, Cleveland WNBA team will be the soft launch, and then
Yes. And then you'll have Las Vegas and Houston will come in the same year.
No, but this is what I'm saying. So, Steve, did you see it? Do they put out a list and it's like 8 or 9 different cities on even the second wave? Houston's not even on the second wave.
Houston's gonna get it when Vegas gets it. Trust me.
Probably. Or I mean, like if we keeping it a buck here, it's like, and I know Larry loves when we talk about stuff like this, like some of these teams, like they're it's the Clark effect. But the Clark effect is only gonna be able to last for so long.
Right.
Like everybody's getting a little piece of it, whatever like that. But it's like, the Chicago Sky won the title a couple years ago, and they get about 8 people at the games. With a good team. Like again, I always like to poke fun at Atlanta, and I say Atlanta's like a bad sports town, but it's like the dream will become whatever Houston team you want, because you know what you do when you want a team, just put a team in Atlanta, then eventually they'll move. So that's always the secret sauce right there. So yeah.
The only thing is, if they move, we want all the records and we want all everything back. We won't.
They will. They will, because the Detroit. You don't think? Listen, if that team isn't named the Shot, I'll eat something.
Well, see, I don't know because the technically the team still exists. So
that's true. That's true.
Like I don't know if they could do that. They'd have to work something out with the Wings, but like technically the team records and all that probably still follows the Dallas.
But you know what? They even when they do talking history of the Dallas, they don't really ever mention the Detroit thing, and I think that's on purpose so that they can go ahead and give that back if they ever put a franchise back in Detroit, because they don't really talk about Dallas. They, what I'm saying, when they talk about the Dallas Wings, they don't ever mention. They mention Tulsa, but they never mention Detroit.
I'm just saying is that if any team moves to Houston, they need to restore everything, because that is a sore spot here already.
You can't. It have to be a new team. You can't you can't move a team from somewhere and then like,
Right,
like we just
right,
gonna
right.
try to hit people up like that.
We
You
got
can't.
Pelicans and Hornets all over again. We got Pelicans and Hornets all over again. Dude, it got to be something like that. It got to be some type of resolution because at the end of the day, dude, I'm telling you right now, bro. Real talk, man. I'm surprised it ain't been bloodshed over this Oilers and Texans deal, bro. It's real contentions out here, bro.
Because it's stupid. It's stupid and it's petty.
Yeah.
And Bud Adams is petty. And I don't
So
want to
to
speak
do
ill of
that,
the. I don't want to speak ill of the dead. But it's like he took that to his grave, and then his daughter is continuing with the pettiness, and it's like. Even I know Titan fans who like they feel weird when they see them wear the Oilers uniforms. It's
Yeah.
like like those aren't our
Right. Why can't we have our own history?
Exactly. Y'all don't have your own history. It's like
yeah,
y'all
dude.
stink.
It's like
it's not y'all history. It doesn't belong to y'all. It's like, but
I mean, the Ravens don't claim anything Cleveland.
no.
And technically, they're the Baltimore
Cleveland
Ravens.
Browns.
Technically, yes, they're
all the
saying
Cleveland, all the Cleveland,
Cleveland
yeah.
Browns.
The Cleveland Browns, yeah.
But they don't claim anything Cleveland Brown related.
Nope.
No, because that was a part of the deal.
And if you moved a team to Houston and they are not the Comets and they don't have Comet players coming to the game and we retired this Comet player jersey, I'm telling you, dude, it's gonna be an uproar in Houston.
I mean, even the Thunder, they honor the Sonics legacy, but they don't really embrace that. They want their own. They can't wait for a team to get to Seattle so they can give it back to them. Like, hey, take all your records, take your stuff.
Yeah, the Thunder, especially now that they got a championship, the Thunder probably like, here, take all that Seattle stuff. We don't want it anymore. Like we got our own history now.
Because when the Thunder won, what was the thing is sorry Seattle, but this is our championship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you, dude, I live here, bro. And if they don't restore and it be the Comets again, bro, dude, that is an open wound. That's an open wound, bro. I'm telling you, and like, man, it'll be a lot of people that's pissed off behind that.
But you need another commissioner at WNBA because Engelbert has made so many missteps. She was great as a commissioner to kind of get the league on firm ground, footing wise. You need an actual commissioner to grow the league, and that's not her.
The league,
the table. She set the foundation. Now you need somebody that can.
Exactly. The league was in such financial ruin that you needed a business person.
Yes.
And I think what she has done is she has gotten the books straight.
Yep.
And then now you get a basketball person in there to run it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You need a David Stern at this point for them. You need a David Stern. You
bring somebody in like Adam Silver was. Silver was a deputy.
And Adam Silver was type person.
You need somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
One or two.
Yeah.
Because like you said, at some point, you not. And I know we kind of get into it back and forth, but the numbers are the numbers. At some point, you have to build a stable league that can survive without Caitlin Clark.
But you know who I would love to see as the commissioner, like a Joe Dumars.
Who?
A Joe Dumars?
Yeah.
One more time.
Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars.
How much do they commissioners get paid? I don't think Joe will be like.
It's not about the money. If you want somebody smart that knows how to work both sides,
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Yeah, but his pocketbook probably hate that. He probably like, man, y'all shut up.
I'm gonna keep it a whole
thing. Give him a little ownership stake.
Like, you're throwing out Joe Dumars. I'm thinking somebody like Elisa Leslie. I'm thinking somebody
Candace Parker.
Like a Rebecca Lobo, somebody like that.
Rebecca Lobo.
That's a face of the league, but can they grow the league? Joe Dumars.
Cheryl Miller.
Cheryl Miller would be perfect.
But see, like, you're talking about a face of the league.
No. As commissioner to grow the league, like, Cheryl Miller, quiet as kept, has done a whole lot in the business world. I think
the two could be the same. I understand what you're saying. Like David Stern, may he rest in peace. Adam Silver is not the face of the basketball, whatever. He's the behind the scenes guy who does the thing. But in the case of the WNBA or the W as they call it, I think somebody like a Cheryl Miller, somebody like Elisa Leslie, a Candace Parker,
Carolyn Peck.
Both.
Carolyn Peck.
But you could tell.
Carolyn Peck would be very good, CK, because
But you can
Love
tell right
Carolyn
now
Pick, but
that,
she's done it at all aspects of the game. She's been
Yes.
a coach, she's been a player, she's been a GM, she's been a coach, she's been
She's a
she's a
media.
commentator. Like she would be, I think she'd be very good. Yeah, I like Carolyn Pick. That's a good one. Yeah.
That's a good point. Good point. Good point.
yeah, but you could tell just by watching right now, like, David Stern was more the showman, the let's build the league, let's international. You could tell that Adam Silver, he's the X's and O's guy. He's the, hey, let's put this second apron over him. Let's make the league more of competitive across the board. You could tell the differences in the two. And right now, the WNBA, they might need that more, like you said, that David Stern type of guy to be like, hey, or person. I'm gonna say person, to be like, hey, look, now we have to build it up. We have to make
Yeah.
it more like,
Yeah.
But that's
and,
why I
get
don't.
it in more
I'm not
households.
seeing like a Lobo, or I'm seeing like like anybody that you mentioned, like Leslie, like because it's about growing the league. It's about growing the brand, right?
Right.
Like you need a business person that can do that. Do they have
You
that
have to, but
experience
that's
of
what I'm
doing
saying,
that?
Barry. You have to look at these people's business, these women's business ventures outside of basketball. Lisa Leslie is amassing quite the portfolio, bro.
Check this
Yeah.
out. You was on this network a couple weeks ago talking about the Shaquille O'Neal joint on Netflix. Shaq
Sure.
actually went out that joint and was like, trying to recruit these players or whatever the case may be, and he used his name as a bargaining chip. Same situation can be said here for the WNBA if Lisa Leslie, is trying to go into orchestrate a business deal or a Rebecca Lobo or something like that. So just because they're the face, I mean, like CK said, their portfolio is out there.
And that name is going to open some doors,
Correct.
that might not otherwise be able to be opened if we get a Joe Dumars. I think
No,
Joe Dumars would be great.
Shaq for WNBA commissioner. Boom, there we go.
You know
You know
what?
what?
I honestly don't hate that, bro. Honestly, don't hate that
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
he's
you want to
smart enough to know what he doesn't know, and he'll hire the right people.
Mm-hmm.
No, he and Shaq knows a lot.
Yeah,
People don't give him
Shaq
credit.
play dumb.
Shaq is
No,
smart.
no, no,
Shaq
but
play
that's not
dumb,
what I
and
mean.
that's the thing I love
That's what I
about
mean.
Shaq.
He's smart enough to
He play
know.
dumb.
Yes,
I'm just Shaq. I
he's
don't know what
smart
I'm
enough
talking
to
about.
know what he doesn't know, and he hires. If you look at any of his business ventures, he always has the best people around him,
Right.
so he can learn from them. But he also allows them to do their job.
And I'm a
Like,
Shaq
His
fan, and
name alone will
Shaq selling the insurance to people that can't even afford it right now. Shaq selling probably bath soap to people that don't even got running water right now.
That's
bro,
crazy.
You need somebody like that.
he's
You
selling
need,
he's selling pizza to people that ain't hungry. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
bro.
he's selling pizza that stinks. He got
yeah,
people going to Papa
yeah,
Jump.
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
You need
exactly.
somebody like that. You need
That's
somebody
what
like
I'm
that.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. So Adam Silver was the guy who, David Stern was the guy who sold the league. Like, he was the
Yes,
one who built the story. You could tell that he was not the, hey, let's put this apron over people. Let's make players get supermax. He wasn't that type of guy. He was more like the showman, and let's sell the league. Let's make it more,
he took the
worldwide.
league off tape delay. He
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
McDonald's
yeah,
and Coca-Cola involved,
yep.
which
NBA
automatically.
action is fantastic. You got
yeah,
like it's like
yeah.
come see. It's like look, the celebrities are here, stuff like that. Look how excited! Like you can see their faces. It's like David Stern, like what he did for the NBA. Again,
He
we can talk about that all
said,
night. He brought it out of the dark ages
yeah,
and
Oh,
he
into
said,
like
these are my stars. Come and see
Mhm.
my stars, and you
Mhm.
get the other guys for free.
I got a name for you, along with her husband, Serena Williams.
Mm.
Serena, bro.
I
Serena's business ventures. Oh my God! And her husband. By the
rather
way,
see
her
her
I
as
husband's a
mean, well,
billionaire.
we know her
Her husband's a
husband's business
billionaire.
acumen, like
Okay.
but like
I would rather see her as an owner
No,
than a
no,
commissioner.
no. Her husband's a billionaire, which means she has access to deep pockets of people
That's why I
who
would
can
rather see
invest
her
in
as
the
an owner.
league. Huh?
That's
yo,
why I'd rather see her as an owner. But
Yeah,
I'd
at
rather
the
see
end
her
of
as
the
a
like
day,
I say,
commissioner.
bro. They
So,
still got to do something, but you cannot have a league that you're trying to build without one of that's like building the NBA with no Lakers and Celtics.
Yeah,
you don't get
but
lucky.
we got to get
That's
Cat
like
Word up out of that. At
that's
the end
like
of the day, we got
that's
to get
like
her up out of that.
building
yeah,
that's like building the NFL with no Packers and Steelers. Dude, you can't do that, bro.
Larry, you're the only person. Well, no, I agree with you, but the problem is that this new wave of people that they brought in because of Caitlin Clark, unfortunately, don't give a damn about the WNBA. They're just there for the controversy and the race baiting.
I don't care about that, but if you got that person, I'm quite sure that Charles Barkley not mad about cashing some checks right now because of Michael Jordan. I'm quite sure there's a whole bunch of dudes signing supermaxes,
No,
and they don't realize that they're getting supermax deals because of Michael Jordan.
What I'm saying is they're not building off of the history of this league, unfortunately, right now, and they should.
Yeah, because I couldn't tell you what teams won championships in which year. I really can't go back that far, right? So
yeah, but what
you don't have a team that's a brand.
But what league? This is my point, and y'all may not agree with me. What league does not exist right now without the original dynasty?
The WNBA.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Actually, no. MLS, because MLS.
Look. I was gonna say MLS, but
MLS.
Maybe.
But I'm just saying, if you think about it, dude, like the rest of the league would rather front money to the Packers before they let the Packers fall. It's not gonna
understand
happen.
That.
It's not gonna happen.
And that's why we're saying if we're gonna have somebody, if we're gonna bring somebody as commissioner, we want to be somebody who has a tie to the history of this league. We want a Lisa Leslie or Candace Parker because they're tied to that history. Mm-hmm. Okay, Lisa Leslie played against the Comets.
Yeah, dude. You cannot have a league that you're building without your original dynasty. That's not gonna happen, dude. Hey, look, serious. You might not agree. The Steelers could stink for 20 years and draw 3 fans, and the league is not gonna let them fold.
But that's the thing. The Steelers would never draw just 3 fans because it's like
they wouldn't because
these people who live here. These people who live here are sick, Larry. They have a disease. They're infected. Like there will never not be 40,000 people. No.
But
this city shuts down on Sunday at 1:00 during football season. That will never happen.
Dude, and I go even further because if you think about it, the Packers were one of the original dynasties. But you know who else was one of the original dynasties? The Browns. CK, am I lying?
No, you weren't. No, you're not.
The Browns. And they will reinvent the Browns before they have a league without a Browns team.
Well, yeah, I mean, because Cleveland didn't have a football team for what, like 15 minutes?
Yeah.
About 15 minutes, 45 seconds.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think the biggest issue that we need that you're trying to address here, Larry, is the fact that Houston, Detroit, those teams that were in W when the league was birthed is not there, and there was a commissioner or some decisions that were made that need to be walked back.
Yeah.
And so I'm not too sure why they will want to put a team in Cleveland and not get the team back to Detroit. I don't understand why they want to put a team in another city and not get a team back to Houston. But for the sake of time, I'm going to pivot really quickly. And we do got some basketball stuff to discuss.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to talk about that. Let's keep talking about WNBA.
No. I get to drag Bradley Beal for like 5 minutes. Please give me my 5 minutes.
Go ahead. He been probably wanting this all day to drag back.
He's been itching.
He's like, ooh, yeah.
He's like,
Bill he's not a championship player.
Here's the thing. We were busy at work today, and he wanted to talk in the chat, and nobody would communicate with him.
Yeah.
All I kept seeing was just Bradley Beal.
He's not a championship player, man. He's not.
You can't talk to me, man. Bradley Beal is probably on the first team smoking to the LA Clippers, which I think is going to be a catastrophic move. I liked him when he was tied to Golden State. We spoke about it briefly today in the chat, but I'm gonna let you get off with, get in where you fit in, man. Talking about Bradley Beal and how much of a great player he is.
You know what? Bradley Beal's a bum. He's a bum. All right. Let me start there. Bradley Beal's a bum. Okay. Mm-hmm. The only time he made the playoffs, John Wall was the reason his team made the playoffs. Since John Wall left the Wizards, Bradley Beal ain't made the playoffs. Since John Wall left the NBA, Bradley Beal ain't made the playoffs. Bradley Beal went to
John Wall ain't
Phoenix.
made playoffs since John
Okay,
Wall there.
he went to Phoenix with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. He got there, couldn't play. Oh, my knee. Oh, my back. Oh, my ankle. Oh, my pinky. He's the Anthony Rendon of the NBA. Because every time you damn turn around, he's hurt. But he shows up on the 1st and the 15th to get his paycheck. All right? He calls on the 1st and 15th. He opens up the app, types in his code, puts his thumb on there, checks his bank and that. Hey, where's my money, son? Okay, they say, but Bradley, will you come off the bench? I ain't coming off the bench, man. Hey, Bradley, will you waive your no trades? I ain't waiving my no trade clause. Bradley, we stink. I don't care. I got to be a starter. I need my money. Bradley Beal's trash.
Don't touch my 77. Don't touch
Trash.
my 77.
This dude, they gave up all of their bench depth to get you. You did not fit in the starting lineup. And you said, I won't do anything for the team to win. I'm just not going to come off the bench. Yeah, I'm not going to give up any minutes. Oh, yeah, and I'm going to keep shooting, even though I can't hit a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, they asked you to waive the no-trade clause again in the offseason. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to stay here. But, Brad, we're going to lose if you stay. I don't care. I like it here. It's hot. I get to go out in the desert. But, Brad, you said you want to win. Yeah, but, I don't really want to move. But Bradley, your family's in another state. Yeah, I don't care. I want to be here in Arizona. I don't need anybody in my family. I don't care. Anyway, so now they're gonna buy you out. I don't want to get no money back. I want all my money. But I want to go to a winning team. But Bradley, the only way you can get you to a winning team because I ain't giving the money back. The Los Angeles Clippers. What? I mean, Clippers gonna clip. Hey, we want to win. Go get Bradley Beal. Why? Who's won with Bradley Beal? No one.
Look,
No one.
CK, it's not about like I honestly think it is about just how can I put this? The Clippers probably just want somebody there who can shoot, who is willing to shoot.
They traded,
But he
He
can't
can't
shoot.
shoot anymore.
No, willing to shoot, who will
willing to
shoot,
shoot. Yeah, willing
who
to
will
shoot.
shoot.
He'll shoot.
And I don't know. It's just like Bradley Beal, he's moving one state over. You know what I'm saying? It's like big life change. He's moving one state over, not even that far. I am glad for him. Get your money, Brad. Like, I'm good for him. But it's just, the Clippers seem to be building something pretty nice there. And why would you ruin all that by bringing in a guy like Bradley Beal?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the Clippers have had a pretty good offseason so far. I
Not
know some
bad.
people. I like the trade with the Heat, stuff like that. I actually like that trade.
Yeah.
But the Clippers are doing something, and they're building something pretty nice there. And Bradley Beal, he's a malcontent. He's lazy. He's a bad teammate. And the Clippers have a good vibe. I'm all about good vibes. The Clippers have good vibes there, And a guy like Bradley Beal probably would ruin the good vibes that they got built up.
Here's the issue I have with the Clippers and your good vibes. Why would you give up Norman Powell?
You got a younger, cheaper version of him in John Collins.
Yeah, younger.
Yeah, young Collins. Yeah. That's why I like the deal.
Salaries coming up.
Yeah.
John Collins is a better defender. He's not as good a shooter.
He's close.
He's close.
Yeah. But Powell is a better shooter, but he's close. I mean, so you get a younger version of the guy you trade. That's why I like the move for the Clippers. I thought it was a good move.
Yeah. I didn't like the move, but that's just me. I mean,
Dude, blame the Wizards. Blame the Wizards for all this crap. They handed out the John Wall contract. Dude, how the hell does Bradley Beal get a no trade clause,
bro?
Bradley Beal,
bro. They have to fix that because the buyout's almost done.
Yep. But I'm just saying, dude, how in the hell, dude? If he didn't have no buyout, dude, that dude probably would have been like part of like at least 3 trade fillers bro. I
Yeah,
ain't
but
gonna lie,
that
bro.
was we said that years ago. That was the worst part of his extension in Washington was the no trade clause. That was
Right.
the
Yeah,
worst
bro.
part of the
yeah,
whole
that
deal.
was the worst part of it.
That's
Mhm.
that, dude. Think about it. I think there's like two players that have no trade. It's Bradley Beal and LeBron James.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
How in the hell does Bradley Beal get a no trade? And it, dude, the crazy part about it to me was I blame this on the Wizards.
Yeah,
They didn't even give him a partial no trade. He got a
Full.
full no
full no
trade.
trade.
because
Yes.
they were
Full.
negotiating against them. They were negotiating against themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
'Cause
they didn't
nobody
know
would
what
have
to
gave him
do.
that.
Yeah,
That
Dude,
was that was the old management. But I told y'all they have slowly but surely over the past 2 seasons gotten rid of every bum that was in that organization.
The Wizards are putting together a squad.
yeah, they
Yes,
are.
yeah, but I'm just
It-
saying, dude, they the ones that gave him that contract, bro. So
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
look,
it
it's
was
like, dude, I hate
unfortunate.
to say it. If I was a player and they like, you want 250 million? Yeah, I'm not gonna say no. Hey, you want a full no trade? Yeah, I'm not gonna say no. Hey, do you want this Rolls Royce that we throwing into? I ain't
Yup.
gonna say no.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Brandon Beal would,
I
I
mean,
want
and
to say
here's the thing.
no.
And here's the thing. And Sirius knows this. Living in DC, you need every bit of that money, baby.
Yeah,
And
I'm
you know
gonna
Okay,
say
what?
no.
you need every bit of it.
You know
Okay,
what?
Hey,
like
but
yes,
getting that money,
give me all of that because even the rich people need that in DC.
Yep.
Yes.
hey, but Steve, I'm gonna put it like this, dude. But getting all that money and now you in Phoenix, I ain't gonna be as rushed to leave either. I'm gonna be like, you know what? Hey, I know there's a couple of zeros extra in my check. Did y'all overpay me?
But
Nah,
see,
man, the
the
taxes are
only
different here.
the only positive to the Clippers getting him is he's gonna be hurt, which means you'll have that injury exception
To be
that
heard.
you
But
can
no,
use.
he'll be
It's
cheap
that
though.
Jabari Smith joint. Yeah, you were good
But
on the
he'll be
sideline,
cheap.
bro.
You can sign him to a vet minimum. You're good. Like you don't have to sign him to a lot.
Dude,
I mean, he said he's interested in the Warriors and the
yeah.
Lakers, but the Clippers is where he's going to go.
Dude, you know what?
Listen,
I'm gonna go to
the
the other
Suns
side with
don't
y'all,
want him.
right? I'm gonna go to the other side with y'all, right? Bradley Beal would be perfect on the Clippers, bro. And you know why? Because he was on all those losing teams all those years, right?
He's going to turn them into a
And
loser, man. He can't play defense.
wait. And this is where I'm gonna go with this, right? On that Clippers team, what you expect from Bradley Beal? You come
Nothing.
in off the bench, you get a couple of buckets, and you take your ass back to the bench.
But see, he's gonna not want to go to the bench.
But he's not
Yeah,
gonna have
he
a
is.
choice.
Yeah, he
He's
will.
not gonna have a
He better.
choice.
Yeah, yeah. If he
But
wants to go to the Clippers, he will. Yeah.
yeah, he's not
Yep.
gonna have a choice.
Get in
So
when you
he's
fit
going
in.
to say that to get the contract, and he's going to get there, and he's going to show his natural behind.
And at
No,
that
but
point, I can tell you right
where's
now,
he going to start? Who's he going to start over in
hey,
the
look,
Clippers?
but
Because
if you come
he's
up,
not going
I'm
to play
looking at it right
point.
now. Give me a
He's not
second.
going to play the two. He's not going to play the three
but
because
if
you
he
got
come there with
Kawhi
that,
and
I can
Harden.
tell you right now, Tyronn Lue will put him on the bench and we'll be like, you sit your butt in that corner and we'll
Yo,
Fall in
yo,
line.
get ready.
real talk, bro. Real talk. The
Get it
Clippers
where you
also
fit in. You know what I mean?
Who's
Yeah,
the starting point guard in the clip for the Clippers?
James
Harden,
Harden.
James Harden,
Okay, who's the two guard?
Kawhi, maybe.
Okay, Kawhi's a three.
Um,
Kawhi's a three.
Kawhi's a
Well,
three.
give
Who's
or
the two
take.
guard?
So
yeah, Kawhi's a 3. James Harden's your 1. You got.
I'm drawing a blank.
I'm looking at the roster now. I can't even really
Yeah.
see it.
So
And
tell
like I
me
said,
again how Bradley Beal's not going to start, bro.
Yeah,
Their
but
man, you
on
better
roster,
that,
come off the bench.
their roster's beat up, though.
Pay-per-view.
Like they got Patrick Baldwin, Nick Batum,
Tell me again
John
how
Collins,
Bradley
James.
Beal's not going to
Bradley Beal's gonna
start.
be a starting 2 guard.
Oh boy.
but on that team,
That is
think about
right.
it. Is he gonna get a shot before Harden? No. Is he gonna get a shot before
Yes.
Kawhi? No. Is he gonna get a
No.
He
shot
will bring
If
before?
the
you
ball up
watch
and
Bradley
drive.
Beal
Is
play,
he gonna get
Larry,
a
he
shot
doesn't
He's
before
the
pass the ball back.
he's the fourth
fourth
option.
option?
He's
Yeah,
the fourth option at
He's the
best.
fourth
at best.
option,
I mean,
except
they
if
still got
they
Ben
give him the
Simmons on the
ball, he's
roster.
not giving it back.
No, but
He
he's gonna
better.
get it at best. At best, the fourth
Bro,
option.
Bradley
Past
Beal,
Zubac,
listen,
past
Yeah, because
listen,
Zubac's the third option.
yeah,
So I mean,
Zubac's
yeah,
the
so
third
he's at
option.
least the fourth option.
I'm serious.
Yeah,
You watched Bradley Beal play when he was with the Wizards.
I did.
Okay, you watched him play.
I did.
If he gets his hands anywhere near the ball off the
It's
inbound,
going up. It's going up.
But you got to remember, he has to get his hands on the ball, and Harden's not
He's in the
gonna.
bro,
starting lineup, bro.
listen,
Like here's the
bro,
thing.
he will push James Harden down Okay, you were literally throwing him to the ground.
You stop it. I don't get.
Dude, on that team though, you got to remember though, you got two ball dominant players, which is Harden and Kawhi, bro.
He's gonna kick
And-
Kawhi in his bad knee.
First and foremost,
right?
Kawhi's only gonna be healthy for the first
And he's
month of the
gonna
season.
take James to the strip club. All right.
Dude, I think
Don't do that. Don't do that.
because nobody's gonna
That's a personal
expect
choice.
from him. He's not gonna be required to be the savior. He's gonna be required. Hey, look, you come in and if you give us 12 points a game, we're happy with it. Go sit your butt
Bradley
back.
Beal is schlep rock.
Well, no,
Wow,
because like
see.
I'm
Wow,
gonna
see.
say two things real quick. One about the Clippers is like again, Bradley Beal. The whole thing was like, oh, going to Phoenix and then like it's big three culture, as I like to call it. It's like if Bradley Beal goes to the Clippers and he was like, look, there is no big three. It is Kawhi and you know what I'm saying, and it is Harden, and I'm just here to help out. But if he goes in there with like, oh yeah, I'm the missing piece for this team.
That part.
You know, here I am. I'm Bradley Beal. You know, it's that's where things could go wrong.
That's the crazy thing. I mean to cut you off. He averaged 17 in game last year.
Mm-hmm.
Which means he can walk in there and say, I'm still Bradley Beal. I still need my shots.
TK, you know where I'm gonna go with this, bro? And I'm just throw something out of y'all, bro. And CK, you was the main proponent of it, bro. You know how bad Ben Simmons looked? And they made Ben Simmons look serviceable in LA.
Yes, because they put him where he needed to be, which is Ben Simmons is a willing defender who didn't want to shoot.
But Ben Simmons looked like he was a duck out of water. Like he didn't even know what the word dribble a basketball was.
Yes.
Well,
and
no.
said, you don't have to do any of that. Just defend. Bradley Beal wants to shoot all the time.
And what if he say, look, we just want you to come in and shoot? That's it.
Yeah, probably because like Ben Simmons, and I've said this before, and I've gone back and forth with people about this all the time. Ben Simmons is all NBA defense. He's a great passer.
Yes.
He's a good rebounder. He just can't shoot the ball.
Right.
So the Clippers,
he can't. He won't.
Yeah.
He won't.
Well, he can't. Same difference.
So Ty Lue
No,
was
it's
like,
won't.
Ty Lue was like, hey Ben, everybody wants you to shoot the ball. I don't want you to shoot the ball. I want you to go out there and get 8 or 9 points on some rebound. Give me 7 rebounds. Give me about 8 or 9 assists. Do that. And Ben Simmons has learned to do that, and you saw it down the stretch with the Clippers.
Yes.
So, like, I don't know, like Ty Lue, who I've said this before on the show, I don't think he gets nearly as much credit for being one of the best coaches in the NBA. He is.
Absolutely.
And I feel like if Brad Beal goes in there with an open mind and listens to Ty Lue and kind of steps back a little bit, it might not be as bad, but then it's like the proof is in the pudding. And to go back to my one point, look, I was talking to my friend the other day. He's born and raised in the DMV. And he was like, man, you know what? We should change our name back to the Bullets. And I was like,
They really should.
I was like, you know what?
Oh, at least
listen to our show.
At least have
he was like, enough time has passed. He was like, man, I understand why they changed the name when they changed the name because he was like, boys was wilding here in DC back in he's like, but man, he said the team would immediately, he said that adds 5 wins to our total.
It does.
He said, what we the Bullets.
Like I say, at least have some retro nights, bro. At least have some retro nights.
The retro nights
of the Baltimore/Washington Bullets. That is a rich winning history.
Elvin Hayes, Wes Unseld
played for the Baltimore Bullets. Black Jesus played for them. You know who Black Jesus is? That's Earl of Pearl Monroe. Okay, one of the best point guards to ever live. Okay. Oh, and by the way, miss me with Kyrie Irving having the best hands you ever saw. Go Google and YouTube Black Jesus.
I'm 42 years old. Like, yeah, Kyrie does have the best handles I've ever seen. I'm 42. Just throwing it out there.
Okay.
I'm young.
Here's what Sirius says sometimes, even though Google is trash now.
That was delayed, That was it wasn't in HD, That's why people don't believe it.
Listen, go get some YouTube video. But regardless of that, the Baltimore Washington Bullets legacy is of winning. Wes Unseld, Elvin Hayes, Bobby Dandridge, Kevin Greavy. Okay? That's a winning organization that became the Wizards and became trash.
Dude.
Ever since they lost Juwan Howard and Chris Webber, trash.
But dude, this is
George Murray's son.
And Rasheed,
George.
they had Chris Webber, Rasheed Wallace at the same time. No,
So
somebody else.
Juwan Howard.
This starting five was George Marchand, Chris Webber, Rasheed Wallace, Juwan Howard,
Ben
and
Wallace.
Strickland.
Oh, and Ben
Rod
Wallace
Strickland.
was coming off the bench.
Rod Strickland.
And Ben Wallace was coming off the bench.
The early 90s, it was Rod Strickland, Calbert Cheney,
Calvin Chaney. Oh man, talk about a bucket.
Me and my dad used to watch Bullet games all the time. My first jersey was Juwan Howard jersey. I got it on Facebook. Our first jersey was Juwan Howard jersey.
Michael Adams.
Oh my God, Michael Adams.
Dude, y'all don't want to go there with me, bro. I still got it in the closet right now. I got the retro Michael Jordan Bullets jersey.
Okay, we don't give a
Michael
damn about
Jordan never played for the Bullets. He never played for the Bullets.
I'm just saying that people love the Bullets, so people love the Bullets. But even then they did retro. They was the Wizards. They did retro nights.
The Michael Jordan version of the Bullets doesn't exist.
But I'm just saying they did retro nights.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
We Thanos snapped that out of existence.
Even if they don't, I'm saying, even if they don't make the full name change, they should still do retro nights and wear the Bullets jerseys.
No,
bro.
every once in a while they do, don't they?
People love it. No.
They contractually can't pull out the Bullets.
Yeah, they can't. They literally cannot wear them.
Yeah.
Really?
They can wear the scheme, but they have to put Wizards on it.
Yeah.
They can't can't wear like the Bullets jerseys. Like
Bob McAdoo, Wes Unseld.
There you go.
Yeah, bro.
Bob McAdoo. People should talk about Bob McAdoo more. He don't get talked about enough.
Yeah, he don't get a lot of credit. He don't get a lot.
Carmelo Anthony before Carmelo Anthony was Bob McAdoo.
Dude, I gotta circle back around to what Coach was saying, bro. Because we was talking about this whole Bradley Beal stuff before we get off topic, right? Dude, people fail to realize, man, like you got the Ben Simmons on the Clippers, right? You got Kawhi, who's known for playing defense, right? Yep. You got sneaky move, dude. They picked up Brook Lopez.
Yes,
who blocks like 3 shots a game.
Yes.
What if Ty Lue said, you know what, Bradley? I want you to be Bradley, the best Bradley you can be. You have a green light as soon as you come in the game, and you just shoot. Because we got plenty of guys that play deep.
If he's coming off the bench, that works.
Even if you come off the bench,
Well, here's the thing. They're starting Chris Dunn right now. Bradley Beal's a better player than Chris Dunn, so Chris Dunn will automatically go to the bench.
Chris Dunn's a better defender than Bradley Beal. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he's not a better player.
No disrespect to that.
I think you get the most out of Bradley Beal in the second unit coming off the bench.
You would think so, right? But you got to understand. Bradley Beal is coming into LA averaging 17 points a game. You paired him with James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Zubac, Lopez,
Collins. They got a lot of defenders on their team.
I just hate Bradley Beal so much. I just hate him so much. I can't do it.
They literally need somebody. Like I said, they need a willing shooter, somebody who will shoot.
And he will shoot the lights out.
Dude, I'll go even further. And I'm gonna touch a sore subject, bro. So we talking about Wizards and we talking about everybody, dude. Cam, what Cam needs to do? Cam Whitmore, you come off the bench and just shoot. You don't do nothing else but shoot. That's all we need. We don't care about you playing defense. We need you to come in and score buckets.
You know, Larry, there was no need.
We talking Wizards, bro.
Everybody, the show's over.
We talking Wizards. We're done. We talking Wizards, bro. I couldn't do it, bro. We talking Wizards, and we
almost got through it, man. Like there was no need.
You really did, Steve.
We're talking Wizards, bro. Dude, y'all just said the Wizards are going to be a really good team.
Listen, the Wizards are making the playoffs, bro.
Yeah,
you know
I told you, TK, give me some
room. Really
make some room for me on that bandwagon,
bro.
Man. The Wizards are making the playoffs.
They have made so many good moves. It's not
funny. You know one reason why they're going to be really good? Because they got a bench player who's probably going to average 18 points.
And they have adults. And they have adults in the room now. They have actual professional basketball players on the team.
Yeah, that's
dude.
key.
That being said, we're gonna get out of here, man. I'm not. I can't.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not. I'm
Hey,
If we
sorry,
talking
guys.
Wizards,
Like,
bro. If we talking
I'm
Wizards, we
I
cannot
can't.
ignore. We cannot ignore the elephant
No,
in the
we're
room.
good.
We
We're
talking
good. We're
Wizards,
good. We're
bro.
good. Yo,
I'm pulling the
shout
string.
out
This is
to
my stop, guys.
Pablo.
This is my
But
stop. I'm pulling the string.
I
My
can't
string.
do
yeah,
Look,
it. I
Hanging
this
off
can't.
this
now.
is where I'm out. Like, listen,
Yeah,
shout
this is
out
my.
to Pablo
on the
getting his
next
at
on
his
the
at
next
his
launch
at his,
pad, y'all will
at his
hear all of our vented frustration because I was pissed. I was pissed, and
Yo, bro, I called you. I remember
I
yes,
this
was
family cookout. I
okay.
called you.
I was okay until that happened. I was willing to try to like look at the bright side of this, but then when that happened, then like whatever. Like it's late.
yeah.
It's
So
like
no,
Yo,
listen, great
I'm not
show. I
even a
appreciate
fan of your
everybody
team,
for
and
coming
that
through
trade
on the
bothers
show.
me.
Listen
we
to
gave
listen
that
to
dude
doing
away
the New
for
York
two
Knicks
magic
show
beans,
in a couple days. I'm doing a Knicks show on
because then why
Monday.
would you
We're gonna
trade Jalen
get,
Green if you gonna sit and
They
trade
say, yo,
Cam Whitmore?
Steve, Steve, we gotta do it. We
It's
can't do
like
it. We
why
can't
would
do it.
you
We
do
right,
can't
that?
do
yeah.
it.
That don't make any
Listen to my
sense.
show Monday. We're doing a Knicks show. I appreciate you
bro.
guys. Thank you very much. I can't do this. I can't do this.
I
Bro,
And
can't.
see,
y'all feeling
and see, when
morning.
I said the Green trade was bad, people told me I know what I was talking
Well,
about.
I didn't think they were gonna
No,
trade
we told
Cam
you.
Whitmore, CK.
No,
For nothing. For
no.
nothing. For
We
nothing.
For
yo,
two
we traded
futures, you're
away
not
for two futures.
for two
Two
futures.
futures.
Dude, you know, dude, we complain about him not playing consistent minutes, not getting enough minutes off the bench.
Oh
This
Jesus.
dude still averaged 12 points off the bench with not getting consistent play. With not getting enough minutes, he still averaged 12 points a game. So
Yeah.
what's gonna happen if you put a guy like that in the game and say, you know what? Hey, you know what? We're gonna give you
We have
21 minutes a
nobody
game.
coming off the bench who can score. Well, depending upon, you know what, I can't. CK, get us out of here, big dog.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and hearing us talk about the Phoenix Suns. Would that be west or east in
West.
Houston? That'd be east or west of Phoenix.
Peace out.
East of
So
Phoenix,
Phoenix
yeah.
Suns east,
By the
literally.
time I get to Phoenix,
Like, yeah, by the time we get to Houston, we ain't got no bench. But no, it's a lot of fun
uh,
tonight, guys.
Looking like
I just get
Oh,
my
the
eyes
Nets over
caged.
here.
it was a lot of fun tonight.
yeah, man.
We try to be better. We try to be good people like Mama Jordan. And you know what? Summertime is here. Everybody have fun. Be safe.
Yeah.
22 veterans commit suicide every day. We're going to get that number down. If family members, veterans, friends, there's a lot of stuff to do. Stop saying there ain't nothing to do. There's stuff to do. Get outside and do stuff. Most fishing licenses are discounted or free. National parks are free. YMCA has all kinds of stuff. Local community has all kinds of stuff. Get out the house. Choose life. 988 option 1. You can call it anytime. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right,
Yeah,
CK, man.
I
Thanks
agree
for
with
coming by,
that.
kicking with us, my dude. Coach, you know what to do, man. Get us out of here.
Look, guys. Big 12 Media Day started today.
Yeah.
That means football is right around the corner. I cannot wait.
From the
It's just like so it's like they talk to Arizona State and it's like they don't do the media thing anymore, like the predictions, because they predicted Arizona State, the team that won the Big 12 last year, to finish dead last. So they said, you know what, we're not gonna do any predictions on the conference this year. We learned our lesson. But yeah, like I just want to throw that out there that Big 12 Media Day started today, and
Texas State.
look, guys, this show is amazing. Come in here and do this every week. It is therapeutic. It is informative. It is a good time. Y'all know how I close it out, man. As always, God is good.
all the
All the
time.
time.
All the
Make sure
time.
you drink y'all water. Stay hydrated. It's hot, man. Like stay hydrated. And of course, please, please protect your neck and get them dubs up.
Dubs up.
Wu Tang is for the children. Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fire
Love
bomb.
it. My guy.
Hey man, I'm gonna just say this in my closing, man. Hey, Mama Jordan gonna be proud of me this week. I did good. Last week I was the rebel. I chose violence. I'm gonna say it right now. Violence is not the answer. Occasionally it is, but it's not always the answer. I'm gonna be on my P's and Q's because I want to keep Mama Jordan watching. I want to make sure everybody else is watching. But with that being said, I do like being an instigator, and I'm not gonna shy away from no topic, as that can tell by the last 3 minutes of the show. Hey, look, hey, we can keep it going, but yeah, that's what make us us, man. And like I say, everybody watching the show, keep watching. I know Steve didn't say his normal. If you see the show, share the show.
Yeah.
Keep rocking with us. Hey, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Noe, man, from the gym, man. He been rocking with us, man, checking us out, man. That boy, man, he every day we in the gym. Hey, what y'all talking about on the show? So yeah, keep showing the love, for everybody. And I'm gonna say like usual, always a pleasure. And I'm out.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Larry, man. Can't wait to share a space with that guy again. There's some stuff that's brewing with that guy, man. We got some Houston stuff and Astro stuff popping up. We got boxing show, MMA show in the works, man. So you're gonna be seeing a lot more of Mr. Poker Bear and Larry, man. Villain talking, man. Get us out of here, bro.
Yeah, I mean, another great show. Love doing with the guys. Shout out to Coach, LG, everybody. Yeah, we doing the Knicks show. Make sure you look out for that. Give my full Knicks take Monday with Joe T and Anthony. We're gonna get it together and do the show this Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, we're doing a wrestling show. A lot of fun doing that. We got a lot of things cooking in here. Appreciate you. Listen, it's gonna be fun, man. We
It's gonna
keep
be fun.
doing our thing. Mama, I love you, Mama. You did it.
Mommy, he did good today. He did good, moms. He did
I
good,
did
man.
good. I did
Yes,
good.
sir. All right, man. It's your boy Sirius repping that 412 and the 703, man. It's such a privilege and absolute pleasure being able to do this show every week with these gentlemen. Tomorrow we are doing a crossover show with the guys over at Nonsense and Deep Thoughts, man, talking about everything that's happening in the world of wrestling. We got Saturday night's main event that's happening this upcoming Saturday, and then Evolution will be back. All women's PLE on Sunday, man. So be on the lookout for those shows. The Queen Stacy may be doing her own little women's show, man, with a bunch of females that enjoy the professional wrestling thing. So looking forward to that. We got a big announcement that we're going to unleash starting tomorrow on that podcast. So definitely make yourself available. We're going to be announcing something that's going to be really, really big. That's going to be really, really fun. So we're looking forward to that. With that being said, man, as I always say, man, God is good, even though sometimes people aren't, man. God bless. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.